is quieting down. Seems like we've got to a lot of the smoke. Dub, you got smoke?
Yo, yo, yo. What's going on, y'all? So for the last couple weeks, it's been crazy. I got a lot of videos dropping for y'all to break all of this stuff down because I feel like I'm the only one that can really break it down, unless it's like, yeah, except for me. That's the only person that could think logically could break this down for you. However, right, it's been wild on Twitter. Joe Budden has low key disconnected himself from the WeWorks gang. The WeWorks gang that consists of me, Danny from the Stop, Absurd, Chill, Nick, my guy Show, you know, who else is a part of the WeWorks? We got some She Works, we got some girls that's in there. I don't want to leave nobody out. However, shout out to the WeWorks. But Joe has disconnected himself from the WeWorks because over the last couple weeks, a lot of his ops, as he's been saying, has been on Twitter. But these people just want to have conversation. Some people think it as they're trying to breach into his community and tear him down. But, that's not happening. The community is so strong that you can't tear down Joe Budden's community. It's almost like impossible. Come on, right? But Joe Budden feels like people are platforming his ops and doing things of that nature. That's why you see a picture of Raqi Thunder, who I'm calling Auntie Raqi because she has been a very genuine person since I've met her on the spaces in the last couple weeks. And yeah, I mean, QUEENZFLIP, he started a spaces the day before yesterday that was titled, "Are You a Groupie or a Leech?" And he made this based off of the content creators out there that review the Joe Budden podcast and other podcasts. He wanted to know, are you a groupie or are you a leech? Now, I felt that that question was nasty for somebody like Flip to ask, because how could you say that a content creator that's doing review content is a leech because they do stuff for Joe Budden? They review Joe Budden's content. That's almost blasphemy. You do skits and you run around and you leech on to a lot of different people, right? To build your brand and your business. That may be in chaos. That may be in, most of the time, just chaos, right? But this is what you do. But that can be seemed as leech behavior. You go into the Joe Budden podcast, Joe helping you out with certain things that he had to help you out with in the beginning. That can also seem leechy, right? And I could break that down, but I don't want to go too in about that. But that was the reason why I created a space. I hosted a space while Flip was doing this. And at the time, he had about 40 people in there. And then the WeWorks, we came in strong with that like 90 to 100 people. And then we ended the space after. But the audio that you're about to hear is the audio from the spaces where I made it, and we were talking about QUEENZFLIP, and we broke down. Raqi came on stage. She requested she came up there, and a gentleman asked her some questions. Did she see the recent podcast that Joe Budden just dropped? And he mentioned Joe Biden, and he mentioned Raqi's name because Joe Biden. He felt like he had dementia on the stage, and he brought up Raqi and said that she had dementia. So we tackled all of those things right here in this space that you're about to listen to. The full audio of it, no cuts, no edits. It's just straight raw, so you guys can hear it. And we got more content because there's a lot been going on. I don't know if you guys been seeing just clips of Twitter Spaces online, but you haven't heard the real yet. Look at the files. Yo, this nigga is being corny.
He trying to do a fake Joe impression.
Yeah, I see what he's space chasing. He's space chasing, son.
I got out of there quick. I heard him talking to the girl and the killer guy, and I said, okay, nothing going on over there.
Yeah, I was realizing what was going on. Then he wasn't saying names, and he was like, I got smoke with you niggas. He was fiending for like me or you or Danny or somebody like Slick to go up there and request and for him to be like, nah, fuck out of here. Da, 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 try to shit on niggas and shit like that. This nigga is gas, son.
Nah, that shit's real corny. I just peep his game a lot, man. That shit's not impressive at all.
Yeah, son. That nigga is corny for that, son. Like, he's just super, super corny for that one. I'm like, and then you can hear it in his voice, here and his smirking in the back of his crib. So I'm like,
You think he getting shit off?
yeah, yeah, like, yo, nah, if you respect me, you're not gonna bring up Joe and I'm like, this nigga's really trying to push a narrative. I'm like, just put yo in the title. I don't fuck with Danny from the stop. Like it would get, you know, just put I don't fuck
He's
with.
obsessed with Danny.
Yeah, just put that in the title, Flip. Because I feel like if I was to go on there right now and request, he would bring me right up just to try to violate real quick. You know what I'm saying? What other nigga?
Yeah. He doesn't. He's not as he tries to say he's calculated with his when he breaks down. No, you're not, bro. You just react. Everything he does is reaction.
Like it's so funny. I would go over there, go on stage, and be like, "So what's up? Why you came up here?" Like the title is "Are you a groupie or a leech?" I don't want to go on his stage because he gonna be like, "Nah, you fall in this category, then, nigga." Like, why?
He's just trying to set somebody up.
I'm like,
He don't really have like a real message in what he does. Like he doesn't really have a real. It's just all of his shit is just be a reactive individual
yeah, yeah, nah, nah.
and react in the worst possible way.
And if you listen to all the people that's over there, they're not. They're just telling him to rub his back, like, "Yo, I listen to Flip the Script, and that's why I'm over here and all of that." But what's good with the Joe Budden podcast and what's good with this? It's nobody over there really caring about what he got going on. They thought that he was gonna break up with Joe. They thinking that fucking okay, what's going on with Flip? Is he gonna do his own thing? Is he gonna talk a little bit of shit about Joe? Like, nah, you making your subscribers and your followers seem like you're following and piggybacking everything that Joe is doing. So you don't, it does make it like you're super loyal to Joe and now, but you're making it seem like he's your king though too, low key. Like,
I think that tweet that Danny did last night hurt his
which
feelings.
tweet that Danny did?
And he was talking about everybody saying Danny trying to break up the pod when Flip is the real one trying to break up the pod from the inside.
I mean, in the beginning, it seemed like that because Flip was getting interviews with everybody, trying to get everybody to come to his studio. He did get, well, he does have like he feels like he has like a stronghold on Imani when it comes to their friendship and shit like that. He be even saying to Imani like, "Yo, why you didn't tell me this or why you didn't tell me that," shit like that or whatever the case may be. So I think that Flip, I don't know if Flip is trying to like dismantle the pod, but he does ask like a lot of crazy questions to Melissa. He brings up things and people do want that because the pod could be dead if we don't know stuff that he like may bring up, but it could be a conduct issue too. You know what I'm saying? Where people could be like, "Yo, I don't like what you're saying, Flip, and this and that." Nick, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear
Uh,
you.
Did you go into Flip space at
I
all?
went there for a little bit, then I left because Trail got a space going on. I'm trying to support all these fucking spaces at once.
oh, okay, okay. I didn't realize so many people had spaces, but nah, I just do the space because this nigga is space chasing right now, low key. Like that,
Ain't nothing low key about it.
High key, nigga.
yeah. He's-
That's what he is though, bro. Like it's kind of crazy to think about, bro. This nigga is almost 40 years old. And he's still having to do this BS reactive boom type shit. Like this is just insane.
yeah, it's nasty. It's disgusting. I mean,
Y'all remember that nigga Boonk?
yeah, boom gang. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. I mean,
Yeah, that's who Flip is
I
to
mean, yeah. He said, "Yo, I woke up on some bullshit. When all y'all niggas is peaceful."
All y'all niggas is peaceful. I woke up on some bullshit though. You know what I mean? I got smoke with some of them niggas. I feel like Joe making himself a little bit too familiar with niggas, and other people make too familiar with niggas that we just did that or whatever. Nigga, no, stop it. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. You're playing into it too because you like it. At the end of the day, you saying niggas is too familiar, but you and Joe say the same thing when it's like, yo, this is still good. We still do need it. Like niggas is still coming up. It's a thing for that. So like, what is it? You just playing into it. Shut up. Niggas is playing into it.
We just be talking.
Yeah, they just chatting. He just want to get some. He just want to get in spaces now. He see other people like Raqi getting in the spaces. He see other people tax getting in the space. He's like, you know what? I gotta get in here too before it get too late. Like, let me make sure my rooms is popping. I'm getting all these followers and viewers because I think on the flip side to it now, the labels and people that want to give deals, I think spaces is a part of the deal. Like, yo, are you engaging with your fans? Like, yo, I see Joe Budden and they're engaging with his fans on Twitter Spaces. His interactions, his live listeners are big. Are you getting in there? So I mean, now you're gonna see more celebrities and stuff like that trying to do more what's it B2C, business to consumer, like just going to be more direct with their consumers because of this. So I mean, you're gonna see that. You got to watch it though. You know what I mean? You got to watch what they doing. That's a part of the space chasing. These niggas is not doing it just because they care about his fans. Like when his fans is asking him, like, so what you got going on with the callers and all of that? Oh yeah, we took off this week. We ain't trying to do nothing. But yeah, yeah, I got smoke with these niggas on here. Like Nick, about like stop. Talk about the skits. Talk about the next one. Talk about like how you build up for the skits. Talk about how can you build up the next person to do a skit. Like talk about some shit like that. Don't
That nigga don't know how to do nothing. He just press record and act stupid.
Yeah, don't come here talking about you guys smoke with niggas and shit like that. Like, nigga, you seem like a leech. I mean, why would you go to the Joe Budden podcast if you got your own shit going on?
Talk
You
about
trying
it.
to fucking steal his market?
Hey man, we done radicalized Dub. I like this.
Like, are you trying to steal his market?
Yeah, does used to like fuck with them niggas. Now it's like he on their ass. I like this kind of does.
No, because if you look at it, right, are you a groupie or a leech? Are you a groupie or a leech? Are you? Like, if you got your own platform, you got all of that. Then on top of that, he kind of tried to violate Joe just now on his stage. Like the nigga was like, yo, so the suspension, like Joe tried to teach you a lesson. The nigga was like, nah. He got defensive. Nobody can teach me a lesson. I'm a grown man. Nobody can teach me a lesson. I'm a grown man. I'm like, okay, yeah, but what it did do, it just affected the production at the JBP. It just affected that over there, But I'm a grown man. Nobody can teach me a lesson. So what you trying to say, like, if Joe didn't pay me, then my lesson would have been, that would have been lesson. Nah, like, like niggas talk like that because they got paid.
He didn't even know he got paid. That sounds.
Yeah, like, come on, Flip. You are capping. If you got all of that shit over there, just make it happen. You don't need Joe. You don't need Joe then. Like,
If he had all that shit, he wouldn't have been in debt with the
come
IRS.
on, right? Come on. Joe had to save you. You know what I'm saying? And we get the loyalty aspect, but don't be over here trying to. When niggas ask you about the suspension, don't be trying to be like, oh, you can't teach me no lesson. And don't try to say it's other niggas as leeches to content and they tag on to other shit. When you tag yourself onto others people's business, you go to different businesses and do skits. You go to Mendices. You go to all these other people that have brands and businesses when you were suspended to make sure that you were still popping so that you could still get traction. You didn't go from, doing getting suspended in the JBP to go and to do just a car auto dealership fucking skit. That's not what you did. You went to the celebrities. You went to everything. You went and hit hard. You know what I'm saying? He was like, you told people I'm not suspended from the JVP. You probably telling people, nah, I'm just taking off. Look at my interaction. Everybody hitting me up. Probably got some bread from the stores, as you should. Hustle, get your money. But then outside of that, you went to the celebrities to keep your shit flowing. So are you a leech?
Wake it up.
I was about to say something positive about the nigga, but keep shitting on that nigga. Shit on the nigga.
No, it's a lot
Nothing
of positive.
positive.
No,
This is a
a lot of
flip
positive.
negative space.
It's a lot of positive, but to throw a space and ask the people who groupie and leeches when you leech on to a lot of people's lives and brands and to further your brand, that's kind of like,
Just say it what it is, Dub. This nigga Leech off. That's his whole content. You can't put a video without somebody else, company or person being in the video and it get clicks. Wake that shit up.
nobody really wants to listen to Flip talk about nothing else. I mean, that's what he seems to think. I mean, it's clearly that's what even he seems to think. He don't want to pivot and change his content into anything else. I mean, he's been doing the same even during the suspension, after the suspension, not paying for bills with Mendices and going out to eat. I mean, that's,
He didn't pay his cameraman.
yeah, come on, that's your content. It's not anything like positive. It's like being stupid in the black community.
I
Like,
wonder what he gonna do when JR dip on his ass. Who you gonna use then?
I don't know. I don't like it though. I don't like that he's just over there trying to, oh, you're a group, you're a leech, but my man, you leech onto everybody's shit. That's what
Every
that's
day.
what you do. That's the name of your game. And like the skits you doing, they're not like positive, funny skits. They're like you're going to the tax office and you fucking shit up in there. Like nigga, that's the most ignorant shit. Who wants a black person to come to their shit and fuck up their shit or whatever and do stupidity or act loud in they place of business? Like that's not even like,
He the sexy red of content creation.
so I don't know. I feel like it's a little nasty. And then he's trying
How you doing, Miss Raqi?
Peace, y'all. What's good?
to, I was just talking about this flip. He's doing a space right now called You a Groupie or a Leech, but
Yeah. People were sending me the shit, and I listen. I got a little. Uh, yeah, the shit is. it's all comedy, but
nah, yeah, you don't gotta speak on it. I was just
I
saying,
mean, I can. I ain't got no problem speaking on the fucking thing. Truth be told,
yeah, I mean, if you want to, you
I
can,
don't.
but
I don't. I don't. I don't know Flip personally. Never met him. Really didn't know his content too much. I've only seen highlights and stuff. And but I am aware that he does have a brand. I am aware that he does have a fan base and had that prior to being on the podcast. I think when he did move over to the podcast, I kind of had a gut feeling that it wasn't going to work for multiple reasons, for things that I had already known, but also just the personalities and both wanting to be a mic type of situations. Ultimately, I'm listening to the last few spaces he's done. He's really been towing the line the whole time. It's like he's saying a whole lot of nothing, which I get, because at the end of the day, once you strip down all this media content shit, you know, he's a man that has a family, I'm sure, and bills to take care of. So he's not trying to fuck shit up, but it would be better for me, as far as I'm concerned. I think it would be better for him to just not even come in these spaces and play the half-ass conversations, because it's like it's apparent that you're saying it without saying it, that there's feelings there without you saying it. There's like, so it's kind of like, I don't know, it's showing a weak spot in a situation without really speaking on it. When you can't, when you're somebody that's so vocal and so loud with your shit, and you can't and you won't speak on certain things, the truth is in the silence, right?
yeah,
But what I
spaces is needed too. It
Mhm.
shows it shows that the spaces is needed and that it's doing something because there's
And
no
not just not
way.
ju- not just that, not just that. I just think in general, I think the more I hear Flip, because he's on spaces more now, um I see what he's doing. His type of comedy is not for me. Not to say that it's not good. It might be good for someone else. I'm not into slapstick type of humor. I'm into smart humor. But he's doing his thing, and I also see that he does come from a particular code. And I know everybody's like, oh, queens flip, queens queen. I don't do that whole regional demographic shit. You are who you are no matter where you are on the planet. But I do see that he's emphasizing that he comes from a particular code, and he's not, he doesn't want to get into a space where he's allowing people to kick his man's in him in the back. But also the crazy thing is that, you know people who benefit from him are gonna weaponize his ideals against him. Like, oh, he's from the code, he won't say a certain thing. And so that's part of the strategy of keeping your enemies closer. So it's something to watch. Good luck to everybody though.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, yeah. What's going on? Absurd. Get your,
So they mentioned you today on the pod, Raqi. Are you up to speed?
I am not.
what they say?
There's during the time when they were saying Joe had dementia, and he threw Rocky's name in there too.
Who has
Well, Joe
who
Biden.
has oh I who has dementia? I have dementia.
He said that you and Joe Biden both have
But see, the
dementia.
thing is, like, all these little catchphrases and little, she's a liar, she has dementia, she's this, she's that. Like, there are words that are put out about you that have been proven and documented, right? Where do I have dementia? Where's the dementia? Let's test my memory. Let's do that. Let's test it. Like, give the people your wordsly over there. You've been talking shit for 10 years straight. All you do is fucking suck
Wait,
on a mic for your living.
wait.
Dog,
Hold on. So
details.
absurd.
Use your words.
What was his exact words? What was his exact words? Word for word.
He was saying that he said Joe and Rocky have dementia. That's literally what he said.
Who Imani said that, or Joe said that?
He said Joe Biden. He was talking about Joe Biden, but he
Yeah.
said Joe and Rocky have dementia. He's talking about Joe Biden.
But
Uh,
that's cute. I'll take it. I'll take it. I'll take dementia for 1,000. Come on these spaces with me. Sit side by side with me and let's test the dementia. Let's do that. We'll test my dementia against your narcissism, your sociopathic, pathological liar, goddamn woman abuser. Let's test these cat.
absurd. Let me
He literally
ask,
lied on this
as a fan
episode.
of the Joe Budden podcast, absurd. What do you think that he meant by him saying that she has dementia? Like, in what?
Like she's making up shit. Like she's going into these spaces or the times that she has put him on
But
blast.
what
He's
exactly?
making up shit, and I don't think she is.
Right. And I have, truth be told, I haven't even scratched the surface. If he wants an all out bomb, I can do that. And I feel like he's begging for it, but also he knows that I'm not a malicious fucking person. I'm not out here to dismantle his whole shit. It's gonna fall on his own. The people are seeing him for who he is on his own. The people, even the Patreons and all of these, they're seeing the podcast crash on its own. They're seeing relationships crash on its own because of Joe's doing. They're seeing business deals fall through the cracks because of fucking Joe. He
Oh,
sabotages himself. He don't need me or nobody else to do it.
But a better person to compare her to, if you want to insinuate that she's a liar, then you would say Trump. I don't know how he got Joe Biden as having dementia.
well, we know he red pill. He red
Okay, I
wing.
got you. Because I was
So,
about to say,
I mean right
this
wing.
isn't the first time when the whole situation where his documents with him and his baby mama hit the net. It was like, oh, let's blame it on Rocky and say she's bipolar. Right. So I was bipolar at one point. Now it's dementia. Yesterday I was stalking and harassing, but there's no proof of it. These are just catchwords, buzzwords that he throws out there
Hold
to
on, Rocky. So
manipulate his fan base.
let me ask you this question because I know they're going to want to know too. Is there any way in your life or anything that Joe Budden has done to help you that he's gonna say that you have dementia about? Like, yo, she has dementia because I helped out with this. I helped to get this crib. I helped to get.
Fuck no. Crib. The
Is there
motherfucker just
anything?
got money 2 seconds ago.
No,
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
just
yeah.
saying. I'm
Pipe
just
down.
saying. I put her on with this person. I let her meet,
No. Here's the
and
thing. Here's the
happened.
thing. Here's the thing. I'm not gonna play hypothetical games where could he possibly say this? No, I want him to fucking say it. I want him to say it. I want it all. Give me all the smoke. Say it. What am I lying about? What do I have dementia about? What is this? Talk. Let's talk about it. Let's do it. Let's fucking do it. Don't just keep on speaking my name and don't want to back it up or give details. All you do is run your fucking mouth for a living. Why is it all of a sudden that you don't have details to go with these stories or these buzzwords and catchphrases? Like, these are just catchphrases to hook his following that are just entertained by his bullshit, have these cult like mentalities, so he can say anything, and it's like, oh yeah, fuck her, she got dementia, she's crazy. But what are the facts? What are the details? Dementia about what? Because I forget nothing. One and two, I don't delete a motherfucking thing. So the
Yeah,
receipts come with the brain power. Let's
yeah.
do it.
No, that's
You
a
don't
fact.
want to do it.
No, that's
He doesn't really want to do it, and he doesn't really want the truth out. He just wants to make sure that he has his fan base in check. He wants to make sure that he's still able to control his fan base. But the truth? Oh, he doesn't want that. He doesn't
yeah,
want that.
I just wanted to say good morning. Hope everybody's having a good day so far.
yeah. Good showtime.
I seen Flip Space. I'm like, all right, today gonna start on some bullshit.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, Flip is over there just being a leech actually.
Yeah, and I don't even, I listen to Flip Space a little bit. I think Flip is doing what he has to do to make sure that he's solid in the long run. And I can't be mad at that. No one can be mad at that. He's not going in kicking the Joe Budden podcast or Joe in the back. Um he's just, he's doing what he has to do, as any man on this planet does. He has one job there, and then he has his own brand that he has to um build up. So yeah, you guys are not going to get much from that. It's just everybody just trying to control the narrative and control their fan base and just hold on to whatever checks they can get.
Is it possible the podcast is searching for a direction? Because I would say the whole Drake and Kendrick beef was like their peak as far as conversational pieces, and that's pretty much
Right,
phased out
and
to
and
this
just
point.
and just and
So
just as these spaces and Taxstone and Raqi and all of these powerless bum people, that is the new highlight of the week. So as much as they can say it's not, this is low level, this really has no power, that you have nothing else going on, and it's okay. You get burnt out. It's what it is.
yeah,
Everybody goes through it. Yeah, there is no direction. It's basically it's a sounding board for the blogs. It's the shade room. It's Gossip City. It's Bossip. Just all regurgitated. And if
yeah.
that's what you guys want to pay for, cool.
Yeah, no, that's I mean,
I think it's important to note though that Joe lied last night when he was talking about him not being in our spaces. He had been in the adnom subtweeting us. He tried to lie like he's been ignoring us. Then he also lied on today's episode talking about we would never see him on CNN on NBC. Check the jumbo.
It's all lies. It's all lies and deception. It is all lies and deception. And the thing is that, but this is the funny part. This is the part that I'm finally getting. People know he's a liar, but are still entertained by the lies. And so that's okay. I thought at one point I was doing, the people a service of quote unquote y'all words waking shit up. But nobody wants the fans of Joe Budden do not want to be woke. They want to be entertained.
The
And
It might,
Vietnamese over there is the worst though.
Rocky, I don't think it's just that. I think a lot of people individualize their experience with him. Like, oh well, he's lying to her, but not to me. I'm special.
oh,
You know what I
trust
mean?
me,
It's the
I went
pick-me's.
through
It's
it
the
myself. I
pick-me's.
know that route. But it's just weird to me because, you know, I had that same experience, but in real life, this happening with strangers and that will never know this person is just, that's the part that's bizarre to me. It's like, wow, you're getting mind fucked from a distance and paying for it. Whoa, we need help.
no, but that's why I had to ask the question because it's very important for the people to hear that he didn't do anything for you that you
Nothing, absolutely nothing. Zero, zilp, nada, zilch, nothing,
yeah. So that's what people have to,
nothing.
and then also people want to know also probably like, okay, well then Rocky, are you salty that his fame and success has got to where he has gotten to, being that you known that he may have been a bum or whatever the case may be. So now that he's on the platform that he is and has changed the trajectory of media, do you care in that light, or is it like you don't care and it's just he's lying out here and projecting narratives and not being truthful to the part that that you did help him, or that that he didn't do anything for you and all you did was help him since the beginning?
I never needed him to do anything for me. What I did expect from someone who I alley-ooped like a motherfucker, someone who I helped for years on end, someone who I forgave for a lot of discretions and toxic shit. What I did expect was at least some form of respect, right? Whereas you're not allowing a fake narrative to go on something that you created. You understand what I'm saying? Like, there was nothing he can do for me. He was never going to put me on. He doesn't put people on. He uses people so that he can get put on or stay on. People are disposable to him. So who's on the couch right now was insignificant for years until he had to move people around. He had to play the game. Everyone's a fucking pawn in this world.
Yeah.
But salt, like I don't like the verbiage. Oh, she's salty, or is she salty because he made it? And to say so, like, do I have feelings about him using my neck and others' neck to climb his way up while sabotaging our careers and planting narratives and massaging um, certain storylines that will keep us at bay while he climbs up? Yeah, and I think anybody on this planet will feel a way
Okay.
about that. Yeah, for sure.
Rico, you got your hand up.
Yeah, what's popping? Hey, everybody. Hey, Raqi. How you doing today?
Hey, how you doing? Who am I talking to? Rico. Okay.
Rico Suave.
Hey, hey.
Hey, all right. So just quick question. I get what you're saying about like, still feeling how you feel about your situation. Nobody can take that from you. My question for you is, are you planning on, I guess we can kind of say, stepping on his neck to get to where you need to go, or to where, like, you feel you want to go in the future?
No, I don't think Joe's fan base is so locked in. Stepping on his neck wouldn't be a strategy. Like, y'all are locked in. You know what I mean? So it's not like the people that rock with me, the people that fuck with me, don't give a fuck about Joe. They're not part of Joe's demographic. They don't find him. They're not his audience. So yeah, stepping on Joe's neck will do absolutely nothing
I
for
just,
me
I,
or tax. Right. And
mm.
right.
Oh, I was gonna say maybe I should rephrase what I'm saying. Not step on
But
his neck, but
will I entertain the audience if they ask me questions, if I feel like it? If I feel like telling a story or speaking on situations that happen within my life, sure. The
no,
same
I
way
just
he
mean,
does.
like,
Yeah.
if you're
Mhm.
gonna gaining a new audience, like even here, you being on Spaces, I know a lot of people now kind of come because you're in here and want to hear you. So I'm just
Mhm.
asking, like, are you gonna try to, translate some of the audience that you're gaining from this whole Joe Budden situation into
Yeah,
your own little
yeah.
circle?
I don't have to try anything. The only thing you need to do in life is keep it real and be real, and the real's gonna follow. That's all. The real's gonna connect with the real. It's no try. It's
That's
no
peace. That's
attempt.
good.
I'm just speaking my shit, and if people fuck with it, they fuck with it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but there's no active strategy like, oh, let me get Rico and Miz and Mara to come over here and join. Man, if you rock with me, if you like the shit I'm saying, come through. If you don't like the shit I'm saying, but you're still interested and nosy, cool. I take objective hate as well, but it's not. I'm just kicking it in these spaces. It's a new landscape for me. It's a new feature for me, and it's kind of got it's cool. I thought the whole shit was corny initially, but
Mm-hmm.
now I'm kind of into it.
No,
But keep
that's
it,
cool.
yeah,
It is a
yeah,
fun thing to do. So when can
yeah, it's
we
kind of
like
cool.
expect your content to start coming out, or like hear more just from you, not just you kind of entertaining, just being in the spaces?
Spaces. Yeah, I have a lot of other things going on. I have 3 publishing deals. I have clients that I work with. I got a lot of shit going on, and I also live a very charmed life where I travel the world and don't have to do a fucking thing for months at a time. So I'm just trying to find my space where I'm consistent with it. I don't want to half-ass the people and drop something here, drop something there. I understand that the name of the game in this new podcast era is consistency. So I'm just testing the waters out, but it's coming little by little. Tax and I are recording behind the scenes, um, and we got some magnificent drops for you guys, and
And
so
that
it's
makes a
coming.
lot of sense, honestly. I thought, or at least me, and a lot of people probably also thought that you was coming in to like start right now. But it makes sense. You coming in just to have fun. It's something to do on your, off time when you bored type shit. So yeah, no, that makes sense. Let's be.
Yeah,
And y'all
and
know a
all,
lot of people. I seen y'all in a space with like Andrew Schultz or something, and like y'all
I
was
know
talking to him. Like, yeah.
everyone. The only person I got an issue with is that clown over there and the minions that want to just ride with him blindly. But outside of that, I'm so super cool out here. I mean, cool. Check the credits. Scroll the timeline. Like, and I've been real modest and cool and humble about my shit. But lately, I've been popping a little bit more shit. I put the Kanye West documentary up there where you'll see my name in the credits. It's been, I do my thing, and I've been quiet for years. So I guess it's shaking the table a little bit. I allowed Joe and his people to have Twitter, the entire Twitter app for the last 10 years. I was just like, you have that, I'll come over to Instagram and be the pretty bitch that I am, write my shit and, you know, um, and rock with my tribe over there. But this is some new shit. And if I
Also,
do step if I do step into the space of potting for real potting for a quote unquote living, then this is something that I'm gonna have to get used to, which is engaging with the people because the landscape has changed. It's not like it was before where I would just walk into Sirius XM, sit down, get on the mic and walk out. The engineer does this, the people do that. I don't have to entertain people. No, it's different. So this is what this is. This is a practice run for me and I'm kind of getting into it.
all right, hold on, Rocky. I want to let the crowd know too because they're gonna take back what you just said, and they're gonna say, "Oh, well, she called him a clown, and she said that people over there are his minions, right?" But also, I just want people to know that Joe, like Absurd said today on this space, he said that Joe just said Rocky's name on the pod today. He said that not only did Joe Biden have dementia, but Raqi has dementia too. So Raqi is calling him a clown after he spoke
Yeah, so here's the thing.
about.
Yes, a lot of this shit is reactionary. Again, my initial space on my initial time in spaces, I was in Danny's space, didn't really understand the environment. I didn't understand that the fan base and the cult like situation. I didn't know it was any of those things. I knew that there were some people that were fans of Joe's, which didn't bother me. But I was having, um, I believe it was Jameson and the other broad asked me to come on stage. It was my first time ever on a Spaces
It was
stage.
in Dove Space. It was in Dove Space.
Was it? I'm sorry. My bad, Dub. Let me not take that away from you. That's right.
No, you got.
And yeah, and it was Joe's fans at that time that was asking me about Joe. I didn't go in there talking about Joe. I didn't go in there talking to no fucking body. I was listening. I would have been an active listener probably for the rest of my life had I not been brought on that stage and got down the way it got down. Ultimately, Joe and Imani popped up on stage. I didn't back down. I said, I'm cool with it, but let's remain respectful. I wanted respectful dialogue, and they chose to go the opposite. They chose fucking violence. So we went off, we popped off, and now it is what it is. So if I'm on a 3-week tirade in response to that particular space, which was very disrespectful, very, very brutal. And what people don't realize, you guys are on spaces in whatever city, country you are, like this shit can get very, very real in a split second. We're literally around the corner from each other, right? So let's be clear on that. But that was a choice they made. That was the choice they made to come in disrespecting me as a woman, calling me all types of bitches and all kinds of shit, degrading me, just and with Joe and doing the ad libs, wake it up, wake it up. So that was a choice they made. So you want to wake shit up? Let's wake it the fuck up. And so since then, I've been reacting again to Joe bringing my name up, to his co-host bringing my name up, to his fan base bringing my name up or asking me specific questions about Joe. But I also want to stand on record too. I don't need to have a reaction to Joe. I don't need something to trigger me. I don't need Joe to say my name for me to say his. You understand what I'm saying? I'm not going to play that game like, oh, I'm only saying this because, no, I'm saying it because I fucking feel like it, because I do what the fuck I want to do when I want to do it. And that's that. The same way he does, the same way he turns his mic on and talks about people from all aspects of the world, people he's never met, will never met, people who wouldn't spit on him if he was on fucking fire. That's me too.
Yeah, I mean, I just brought it up so that when they do see him on spaces or he does come up, I mean, I would love for him to come up now if he's in anonymous to be like, Yo, I brought up Raqi because of this. So I brought up Raqi because
I'm sure you would. That would be real cute for
He ain't
for your
messing with y'all
bitches.
no more,
Right?
gang.
I saw you. I'm
I
sure.
would
The,
definitely
the
ask
thing is
him
that
that
this.
right now. Because I would
Mhm.
definitely ask him that. I would be like, yo, if you brought her up on a pod today, why is it bad for her to call you a clown the next day, or for her to talk about you, or if someone brings you up in the
At
space
the end of the
and
day, we
her
don't.
name?
It's like that's child's play. Who really needs an explanation for that? He don't need one. The people don't need one.
No, I know.
We grown. We gonna say what the fuck we want to say when we want to say it, and it's gonna go where it's gonna go.
No, that's a fact. I mean, they even try. I mean, and I think that's what they don't get over
I
there.
think a lot of these questions and ideas and thoughts and feelings are all seeds that this man has planted into these spaces for a long time. So you guys are believers of certain codes and rules and ideals of loyalty to him, and it's all a farce. It's all a bullshit. It's all a manipulation. I think some are waking up and some aren't.
Yeah, I think some are waking up. I think some people are
Yeah.
waking up, and they understand what's going on. They understand.
But but that's not a mission of mine. Or I'm not out here saving sheep. Like if that's your shit, do it. Don't talk about it and don't think I'm not gonna have some shit to say. And again, I'm going to say this on fucking record. I've been giving this man grace for years. For years. You're still playing poke the bear when it comes to me, and you're using these catchphrases and buzzwords. She got dementia and the stop, because I'm going to show you how good the memory is. And the memory comes with hardcore facts, pictures, documentations, text messages. Stop, by a slew, not just one person, by a slew, by everyone you're surrounded by, motherfucker. Don't do that.
He probably
I'm not trying to do it
is.
to you. I gain nothing from it.
He just said she's.
I gain nothing from it.
You just need to come on here and say, Rocky, I'm playing around. I'm just joking. You know what I mean?
He don't need to do a motherfucking thing. He don't need to do nothing. Joe needs to do nothing. But leave my fucking name out of it from this point on, for real. That is the warning.
Why do you choose to show him that kind of grace?
Because at the end of the day, um, it's not for him, it's for me. It's protecting my peace, because at the end of the day, I could bomb on him so bad and dismantle his entire existence in a snap of a fucking finger. But then I got to deal with the millions of followers, the millions of blind fans, attacking me. And that's a
Now,
steep hill to fucking climb back
I'm sorry.
over for me to get to the positive side. So if this was a one-on-one situation where I felt like everyone who was in these spaces or the fan base actually had a few brain cells to actually get into a real conversation and see what things are really, then it's fine.
Okay.
But
Say that.
I'm not
So the
about
way
to
Joe
go up.
plays,
There's a difference between right now what he has is the power of the
okay.
mic. Right now what he has is the power uh of a fan base that is partially filled with imbeciles.
Wait, hold on.
I don't want it
Wait,
with a fucking legion of
hold on,
imbeciles.
Rocky, for a second. Is there any way
What?
that he is giving you grace? Because now he said the dementia thing, and he didn't give you anything, right? But now, is there a way that he has given you grace? Because he said that we don't get to the facts in these spaces. He think we just in here trying to be messy, whatever the case may be, and that's not the case. But so now that was a good question, Absurd, because he could be not talking about dementia as far as giving you
It sounds
something.
cute. It sounds
But no,
sounds
I
cute.
just want to ask
That
because
sounds
this.
cute. I know. I see where you're going with this, and you're trying to get the opposite side of the
Yeah,
question.
because
I don't give a fuck. Take the grace, dude. Take all. I don't need grace. My grace is given by the God Almighty. I don't need grace from that one there. That one there. No, baby. Say what you got to say and then back it up with facts. Let's do that. But if you don't want to do that, let's not go there. Let's not even fucking do it. But grace from him,
yeah.
that type of entity, that type of flawed character could never extend
No,
me
yeah,
grace.
because you know how men, like for instance, when Imani came on here, whatever, he was like, yeah, I think Imani did say something to that fact. He was like, yo, bitch, we giving you grace, da da da. Da. You out there with Floyd, this, that, and the third, da da da. Da. So I think like men, right, and some women and people in
I'm
listen, hold
out.
on for a second. They take it as a
Let's be
bitch ass
cool. Let's
nigga
be
straight.
cool on
Some
saying
people
certain names,
think,
because that right there is a treasure chest that they know they didn't want to
yeah,
open. Statements was written the very next day behind that shit. So let's you also, everybody just be cool on
yeah,
that one.
because no, because
All right, because they're that people are not in this pod
no, but
space, and
that's what they want to know about the grace
it
part.
sounds cute. It's all jargon. It sounds
Hmm.
cute. It sounds cute. But I'm here to say, don't extend me. Whatever form of grace you think you're extending me, let it go.
Well, that's what
Don't
absurd
give
is
me
saying.
shit. Don't give me a
That's what absurd is
motherfucking
saying.
thing.
Absurd is saying, and if that's the case, then you shouldn't extend any grace on your.
No.
No, I was just trying to. Hey, no, no.
The
I was
great
just
the
asking
grace is
her.
being extended on myself, because I don't
Yeah,
want to
why she was
deal with
doing it.
legions of cracked out fans. That y'all got to understand. I've gotten death threats by fans. I got DMs from motherfuckers talking about literally saying, "Bitch, I'll put 12 holes in your back." Shit is really real. People are fucking
Is that
crazy.
recently or that like his music fans?
That was fairly recent. This is pod war shit.
Wow.
And the reason I asked was just
And
because
so
I know
there's
in
things like with Danny. I don't know. Maybe I'm misstepping because I haven't heard. I haven't seen. But I've been hearing whispers of people's addresses being doxxed or just claiming addresses. Like, that's all very weird fucking behavior.
Hmm.
So it's not extending grace to him. It's giving grace to a situation that can end up with
Getting hurt.
somebody, you know, 6 feet under. Real shit.
Okay.
That's
yeah,
real.
that's the reason why I asked was because I know people's heads gonna be like, oh, if you have all this bad stuff on him, you think he's a bad person, they're gonna be like, you should just put it out there anyway. But if there are blowback that you fear, I think that's a good idea to voice them.
Yeah, that's that in a nutshell. And you also, like I said, war is very, very expensive. I choose to use my money on great experiences with great people. I travel the world. I like getting food in goddamn Japan and Trinidad. But other people have absolutely nothing else to do with themselves than to farm people's brains and be mental vampires all day long. This is their life. This is their essence. This is how they breathe. They need this shit. So now when motherfuckers got money, you don't know what they're capable of doing. And the suckers always, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not even gonna get too spicy on that shit. Y'all know what I'm saying.
Yep. Know exactly what you
Y'all know what I'm saying.
know exactly what you're saying. It is different though. It is tricky, and it's like a little line. It's like a gray area line in what you're saying, because it's like, all right, the grace part, I do get it, and then I do get that this is real life. All of this stuff is real life, right? Anybody can be found. You in New York, New Jersey, Atlanta, whatever. You guys gonna wind up seeing each other, or anybody can.
And like I say, I've run into people. I walk with God. I am
No, yeah,
relaxed. I'm not tripping on none of that
that
shit.
line of
But the fact of the matter is, it's playing into certain things. I don't fear, you know, an individual man. You understand what I'm saying? What I do have to respect is that there's people out here that have no identity outside of the internet, and they're fucking crazy. And so when you have someone who will keep planting and seeding shit, and the thing is that what y'all see is what's on the pod, what y'all see is on spaces. I've had conversations with people who are like, who are who are telling me about conversations that are happening behind the scenes. Like, seeds are really being planted, and it's like real dark. Like, the shit is
well,
dark.
well, listen,
But
nobody
it
knows those seeds. I mean, listen, I Joe has a platform where he wakes up those dark seeds when it's not in his favor. So if
absolutely.
someone is doing something that this label or this lady over there is doing this, he's calling out the name, and he's doing that. And that's why I was saying last night, there's no female Joe Budden. There's no lady out there that's giving the people, the ladies, what they want to hear and letting them know, the insight,
Not too much on Tasha
what's
K.
going on behind it. I mean, she is one of them. You're right. Tasha K would be one of them. She would be 100%.
I mean, speaking of Tasha K, shout out to her or whatever, but I have DMs from her going back 2 years ago, 3 years
Mm-hmm.
ago, just a couple weeks ago. Hey, I know you didn't want to come on. Like, I have platforms outside bigger than Tasha K. No disrespect to her, but I know Tasha K really wants to sit down and really get to it with Joe. I could have been
Why
gone on
don't
that
you?
show. I think it was her husband who reached out to me last, like, hey, I know you don't want, like, for what? That See, these people like to believe like this is a whole clout chasing thing. Clout don't pay no fucking bills.
Yeah.
I could have been gone on one of these platforms and laid it out. But for what?
I would
For what?
pay Tasha K's whole year subscription if you go on there.
No, but it's not going on
No,
Tasha K. It's not about going on Tasha K to talk about Joe Budden. It would be for me for you to go on Tasha K to do a collab and talk.
what Tasha K wants is to get
She
in
got a beef
Joe's
with Joe.
ass. That's specific. So yeah.
Joe didn't release the interview.
I
No, but
I
I'm
avoid
saying
those
you
platforms.
control your destiny. You
Mhm.
control what you.
Yeah, but I'm not about to walk in. That's like me walking into Whole Foods saying, "Yeah, I don't want no
Well, what
organic
about
food
going
today."
to
Come on
another
now.
platform who isn't only trying to, get the dirt on Joe, just for you to.
Oh yeah, no, that's on me. And I have all access. My access is granted whenever I'm ready. Again, you guys, for those who don't know me and Rico, you might just
Oh,
be new to me. I actively step back from being a public figure.
Raqi, I'm very
Um,
familiar
it
with
was
you,
a,
and that's part of
it's
the
a.
reason why, like, I want you
Oh,
to,
okay.
like, get you kind of back out there. But you saying you do stuff more behind the scenes, so if we don't know, then yeah, that's fine.
I do. So it's kind of, it's just me testing the waters to see if I like it. I really, it's because it's just these spaces are weird to me, and I don't mean spaces as in Twitter. Just being in the public can get really dicey, and it works really good for people, for narcissists. This world, media and being in people's faces and engaging with the public, it works very well for narcissists because they need that attention. I don't need no attention. I could be alone on a beach by myself for months on end and not
I
care.
agree.
So, it does get overwhelming. um I do get overstimulated by shit, and if anything, I do have ADHD for sure, so I get distracted by shit easily. Um, so yeah, I'm just saying that because that whole dementia thing is
I thought that
hilarious.
shit was wild.
It's
Oh,
hilarious at
Hey,
me.
that
hold up.
whole
I'm
ass nigga
sorry.
in the ANOS.
He's definitely in
Whole
there.
ass
I'm
nigga.
sorry. I
Yeah.
don't mean to be this guy. Y'all gonna make me be this guy. Did I miss something this morning?
Yeah, Jameson, Auntie Rocky has dementia apparently, according to
He said that you're on Spaces.
Clown.
No, he said it
On the
live,
pod.
Oh,
and then
you
Flip.
missed the pod.
Yay!
Hey,
But no, Jameson, it gets worse.
The
It
powerless.
gets worse. Flip actually started a Spaces that was titled "Are You a Groupie or a Leech?" But his content is based off of him leeching off of other people. So that is very contradicting.
so Flip is shooting on Spaces now too.
Yeah, he's trying to do a
Yeah,
part
yeah,
time.
yeah. The low frequency spaces for bums. The low frequency spaces for bums is now being used as a tool to make sure they keep the herd in line.
Man, when did niggas stop sleeping in on Saturdays, bro?
Did Jameson already speak?
Yeah,
You know what I also find funny? I think again, I didn't hear it. People are telling me, along with the dementia line, is like, oh, people are gonna find out who she really is. You just watch. They're gonna find out who she really is. Yeah, that is the goal. That is the point. I hide behind. I want them to know who I really am, right? But let's just say, just to play the game, let's just say he's insinuating who I really am is this super bad character, this bad person. Let's say that's the case. History shows that that wouldn't even fucking matter either, because people know exactly who the fuck you are, and you're still successful in your own right. So what does it fucking matter? People know you're a narcissist. People know you're a pathological liar. People know you're a sociopath. People know that you beat on women. People know all these fucking things. They still fuck with you. So
Stole
stop
money.
trying to use catchphrases. Stole money from your friends. Betrayed your friends. You don't have a loyal bone in your body. but yet you still have your fan base. So stop using these little buzzwords to try to manipulate people like, oh no, we're gonna find out who she is. Let's not even listen to her. She's a bad, bad girl. Shut the fuck up with this weird elementary shit. It's so
I
elementary.
mean, there's a lot of
But I
ladies
get
that
it.
are not as strong as you that probably wouldn't be able to take all the blows and, you know, be in their room crying and not being able to.
Oh, I've had my time. Don't I've had my time. I've cried. They won in that space is I cried my fucking eyeballs out because it wasn't necessarily that what was said was truthful. It was just like, first of all, Imani, you're not even built like that. Like let's keep that. You're not even built like that. And honestly, I know deep down inside, Imani was crying too. He didn't want to do that, but he has to do what he has to do for
You can't kill him,
survival.
Raqi.
You can't kill me, bitch, which is cool. At the end of the day,
So also Imani really got you emotional that night.
no See, here's the thing. Okay, I'm not. I get emotional. There's when I get emotional because I'm upset. That is a different type of
Hmm.
emotion. I wasn't. It's not a.
It's more
It's
so,
not a. Oh, I'm so
more so.
sad. My little Imani Pooh, who was used to cry to me about Joe never did anything for me. All he does is use me to get on his mixtapes, and he never put me out there. Yeah, no, that doesn't make me. Yeah, I'm not emotional. I'm not sad. I'm emotional because I really want to do things, and I have really bad
Wait, hold on,
thoughts, and
this is mad
people
funny. Joe,
disrespect
Joe
me.
used Imani for the hooks. That's mad funny. For the Jada hooks. That's mad funny.
Bro, he said he went on tour with that nigga and gave him $50.
Oh shit. Oh,
No, I'm not exaggerating. He literally said this.
Come on
uh,
now. Amani was anti-Joe just 2 seconds ago. But I get it. You need a job. It's like somebody who's if you're like at the end if you're homeless, right? And you need some place to stay and you're pro Palestine and shit and you feel like that whole war on Palestine is wrong.
Whoa, niggas
But
is trying to have
but
career,
hold on,
Raqi.
wait. I get it. Great. Okay, but Starbucks is hiring, and you keep on walking past Starbucks, and they have a hiring sign on, and they're like, "We're going to pay you a little bit over minimum wage, but we're going to give you a little place to stay." The same place we had other baristas staying. Yeah, you're going to be like, "All right, fuck it, I'm in."
She's
yeah.
right though.
Yeah, but that's capitalism to a certain extent, right? I feel like that's all this industry shit, bro.
It is what it is, but you can't. No one can knock anybody. You never know what you're going to do in a situation where things are dire.
Yeah, when your back's against the
So
wall, I might not fuck with this nigga, but I gotta fuck with this nigga. I get it.
yeah, I'm not mad at it, but that day, yeah, I was very emotional because I really wanted to take things into the ethers for real, and I had to, I'm not even gonna get into it, but that shit right there, that level of disrespect coming from you, little
Yeah.
Imani,
I
you,
know you ain't
that
talking,
was crazy,
dog. You?
little
She
boy.
called his ass love money. That's crazy.
I get what you're saying. I mean, yeah, especially if you witnessed all of that, and yeah, I don't want to be bringing it up, but yeah, that's a lot. But when it comes to that, I mean, I think that we get it. You know, Joe keeps bringing up your name subtly, and then when you kick it back,
What's gonna happen is he's gonna subtly keep bringing up my name, and then he's gonna stop when it stops garnering attention, and then um when Flip finally says "say la vie" and shit starts coming to a head, and Ish gets fed up one day and really airs the shit out, then he'll look for another highlight again, and then it'll get greasy. It'll turn up, But this is all it. He'll leech off the shit bit by bit, crumb by crumb, as long as it's
well, yeah,
beneficial
Flip
for
said
him.
something today
Mhm.
that he's trying to get away.
It won't be beneficial for him to really go all out and say anything crazy without facts on me because it's gonna be the eclipse for
Yeah, he's
him.
not
Real
gonna do that. I
shit.
think he may just stay away from maybe saying your name because you got people in the room. Like I know, like Jonay, she got at him yesterday. She's down in the, she's listening right now, but she would definitely ask Joe, like, so why did you bring her name up and say she had dementia, and then when she speak about you, it's a problem. You know, like those ladies will probably ask him that question.
I love women who make it make
Yeah.
sense. That's all that's my only expectation of a woman is just make it make sense. You know, because we can't, and this is not the male bash, but we can't expect that from the men. Men aren't really detail oriented like that.
Oh, come on, don't do that. We are.
I mean, it's the truth. Let's call it what it is.
We are good sometimes. We do what it do. See, you getting all the ladies to give you thumbs ups and hundreds out there because you're talking bad about them. Oh
Old
my God,
ladies
you
with
see
the
what's going on? The ladies. Oh, that's all right. That's all right, ladies. We love you. We still love you.
and again, I just feel like for people to know um full stories, you have to know all sides fully. And there are people that are dead set on not knowing the truth. They don't want to be woke. They don't want to be deterred. They don't want to be swayed from someone they idolize or a fan of or have invested, whether it's 120, whatever, dollars a month or just time. They don't want to hear it. And I get that. Stay there. But don't actively jump on the smoking gun, because just that, like, that's where the shit starts getting cult like and weird and a little bit off for you as a person. Like, you don't know Joe. You don't know me. And you're riding with whatever narrative he's spewing, but it's just crazy to be a part of a hate train of someone who you don't even know, and you're not even willing to hear the other side of the story.
Yeah, no, I wanted to see if I could bring up Miss Mara.
And I'll be
Ladies,
honest with
do
you,
your thing, Shay.
it's
Do your
it's
thing.
it's more
Do your thing, Shay. Do
it's
your thing.
more I don't want to use the word hurtful. I just can't figure out another word right now, but it's more hurtful saying it from women than men. I'll be honest.
I brought Jonay on the stage because she has a strong voice, and I would definitely love to hear her opinion. So, Jonay, you have the floor to speak.
Okay. Yeah. Now, Dub,
Well, I love you. Come on.
okay, let's not do too much today. Hi, hi, Rocky.
Hey, Johnny,
I'm
how you
good.
doing?
So I don't know if you've been in any other spaces, but I definitely haven't always understood your positioning. And if
Hmm.
if you're okay with having some dialogue in terms of pushback, I'm never going to be out of pocket or disrespectful to you. But I don't know if I fully agree or maybe fully understand just kind of your positioning. Because, like yesterday, just in all transparency, we had a conversation. And, the gentlemen up here know, like, we all haven't always seen eye to eye, but I'm at least willing to have, conversation, even if it's, whatever. I don't understand
Hmm.
fully because I remember as much as I can, I don't know you personally, your story,
Sure.
right? And when you were on Love and Hip Hop, you were kind of, the hip hop confidant. Like, you kind of had industry ties, you had relationships that were beyond just Joe, right? And
Hmm.
so when I first, learned of your name and all that type of stuff, that's kind of what the narrative was. And of course, you probably have more of a story that we can learn about. So for me, as someone who is, a Joe Budden fan, I'm on the pod, almost everybody up here, including some of the people that are talking about it. Not you, Nick. Shut up. But it's like there's people here that are Patreon members or at least have a relationship with Joe in the past. My thing is, based off of what I've heard you say, I'm not understanding the connection to being even in the stratosphere of the Joe followers. You get what I'm saying? Especially what you've gone through personally. That's the part that is not really connected for me, because I'm like, based off of what I know, which is probably not much, or what you've given, you have connections and more of a story that is beyond this. So I'm trying to figure out why the story keeps circling back to Joe, 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 or at least even building a brand. Not that you are, I'm just saying what it looks like.
Hmm.
Rebuilding a brand off the back of a beef you had with him, and coming in a space that is heavily dominated by his supporters, and then building something off of that, when from what I know, I'm like, you might actually have something to say outside just from your industry ties. You get what I'm saying? That's the part as a
Yeah.
woman, and not just woman, you know what I mean? But it's like, I don't
Yeah. Mhm.
understand that part. And that's the part that even yesterday I was like, it's like, it gives obsessive. And I don't mean that disrespectfully, but it's like, what is it? Is it just, I hate this nigga, So I'm going to do whatever it takes to make sure that I tear down what he's built because I don't fuck with it.
I can't tear. I mean,
And I'm not saying you're doing that.
tearing
I'm
down what.
just asking, you know.
Mhm, mhm, mhm. I get it. Honestly, I would not have been again had I not been asked to be put on stage. Had I not been requested to be put on stage, I would have probably listened in that
Right.
space or these
Mm-hmm.
spaces for I don't know how long, right? And I don't want you guys to flip that and say, "See, Dubs, that's what you get for platforming people." When Danny, that's what you get for it. Just it is what it is, right? So it sparked a new way for me, a new medium for me, right? And I would have been fine with having the conversation with the fans or Jameson or whatever they were interested in at the time. But what sparked this whole new run is when Joe and Amani chose to come in and disrespect me and defame me and degrade me and say, when Amani said, "You just don't got it," that was the challenge.
Got see, all right. So Raqi, I don't want to cut you off, but that's exactly what I'm feeling. I'm like, I'm peeping the play. You get what I'm saying? And this it's like you can
Mm-hmm.
respect it or you don't. That's why I'm like, I don't think it's just this, oh, I just gracefully came in and like you're on. I really do feel like that's what it is. And I can respect that if that's said, but I think other people are probably not asking you the right questions and they're running with stuff that's not what you have even communicated. Like what you just said, I came in a space, I was introduced, and now, especially, listen, I'm a girl from the East Coast. I know the vibes. Oh, you want to do too
Mm-hmm.
much? Bet I got you. You get what I'm saying? Like
Bet you're gonna watch me work.
exactly.
So
So
like
so to
someone
me,
I'm
that
not I'm
makes
not
more sense
Christian.
than just this being
Yeah.
random.
So when someone said, I think it was Showtime, and I don't want to butcher a biblical verse, but it was like, to the key of your table will be made in front of your enemies. If somebody wants to, because
That's
that was such a
Psalm
dope ass.
23.
But yeah, but that,
Mm-hmm.
thank you. That
Look
that
at you.
that was that. That
You
was
know I
that
know the
for
word,
me.
Jameson.
That was that for me. Like, oh, okay, this is what you want to do, and you
Yes,
want to
Lord.
summarize the shit with you just don't got it. Well, now you're gonna watch me work.
Thank you. So Raqi, and again, if especially when we're talking about sides, I guess, like of course I go into JBTV spaces. I'm the type of person like I'm seeing this for what it is a little bit more clearly in terms of understanding, okay, as Dub said, I support Joe. I'm very much so supportive of like the podcast and stuff like that. But I'm definitely one of those ones that are like, Joe, that was dead ass wrong, or I don't agree with this, or whatever. I'm very vocal. I am not one of those blind followers. I don't do that. I'm not, I know you keep mentioning sheep. I'm not a sheep.
Right. Yeah, because there
There
are
are
some,
some,
not
but
all, but
I'm
there
very
are
much
some.
so
Yeah.
a thought leader of my own as a woman. I have very strong opinions.
And I have heard that
Yeah,
about you.
and so like for me, it's like, but I'm also very strong in if I don't agree, I don't agree. You know what I mean? And so for me,
Hmm.
that was one of the things that I was mentioning yesterday, Raqi. I don't know if that got word to you. Is like I did mention your name because I'm just like I don't
Yeah,
understand
I did.
somebody, and I don't. I'm a woman. I can stand on 10 on anything that I say. And my thing on the space I was in yesterday was, I don't understand someone that has been triggered by somebody being in a space that they're in. Me, I'm the type of person. If I'm triggered by somebody, I'm removing myself. I don't want nothing to do with you.
Had
Stay
had
far
it
away.
had it stayed at the bitch this bitch that you suck dick that had it stayed there, I probably would have cried myself to sleep and never came back in these spaces again. But the key word was you ain't got it like
So you
that
saw it as a
from someone
challenge.
who
Mm-hmm.
never had it. Yeah, let's do it.
Right. And
Let's do it. I'm gonna pull up a
yeah.
seat
Wake it up.
right in front of you, right with you. Let's do it.
Right, but again, so can I just say this? But Raqi, for
Sure.
me as a woman, and based off, like I said, what I believe to know about you and your connections, you got more. You have more. Like, fuck
I
that.
know, and they
Like,
ask
you
you,
get what
they're
I'm saying?
like,
Like, girl, do
here's the
not
thing.
lower
So it's a
yourself.
double-edged sword, right? It's a double-edged sword because the majority of the decision makers, the people that really fuck with me, the people who have been trying to pull me from behind the scenes back to the forefront, they're like, fuck that clown. He's not even the basket we're aiming for, right? However, for me, my aim was just to present myself where people can at least
hear your voice and your side.
hear my voice, get to know me,
Mm-hmm.
not based on Joe, just get to know me. I'm a cool ass motherfucker. I ain't gotta solicit that shit. I think it's being revealed.
Right.
But
Much cooler than I
in the
expected, to be
process,
honest.
but in the process of doing that, because these spaces have been curated by fans of Joe Budden, I got to deal with, you know, these types of conversations and interrogations and all the things. So I'm here for it. Let's do it. I'm not going to shy away from it. I'm not going to allow, because I did allow Twitter and Joe's fan bases to kind of mute me for a really long time. I wanted to avoid this situation for a really, really long time, right? If I never had to be in this space again and deal with this shit, I wouldn't. But again, because they chose violence that day, it's like, okay, that's what I needed.
Right.
I went through it. I went through the fire. It was mildly embarrassing, more so because I lost my shit. I went straight to the moon with it, right? But now the lid is off. Now
So
what?
you felt muted before you stepped into the.
Absolutely, because guess what? The things that the small amount of times that Joe's name has either come out my mouth or I've tweeted it, it wasn't because I was directing it directly at Joe. Yes, he was the subject, but it was more so if I'm in a space, if I'm talking about what was happening with Diddy or just hip hop in general, right? I'll have 50 dumbass Joe Budden fans like, shut up, bitch, you're just in love with Joe fucking Budden. Who the fuck are you? Like, so it's just like,
I think this is Love and Hip Hop's fault, to be honest with you. Because even when I used to watch you back then, the show made you look obsessive. So
that's intentional, that's scripting. That was something that we all agreed upon until it started getting really real and you find out who your friends are, because when you agree to a certain storyline, when the cameras go off, you guys are supposed to have conversation like, yeah, no, people was like, at that point, I didn't know there was,
So
jealousies and threats and shit. I didn't know my neck was going to be used to catapult a career by hook or by crook.
Joe, now
Mm,
lost that one.
right. But I'm grateful, Raqi, that like I said, I'm not necessarily in full agreement of every move, but at least I can respect what you're saying because you standing on 10. You like, no, I think, but that's the thing that I think in these moments gives clarification so people don't add their own narrative. Like what you just said was, in reality, I have had relationships that are, which to me, I'm gonna be honest, Raqi, the you Imani conversation, I was also very vocal about that as it related to Dub and even Jameson, because to me, I felt like I was on the outside looking in a personal argument, and that's not for me to
Mm-hmm.
comment on. You get what I'm saying? Like these people know each
Mm-hmm.
other for real. This isn't just some
Yeah, a
Twitter
personal
shit.
conversation which I
Exactly.
was okay with having
Mm-hmm.
publicly, one and done, if it was done respectfully, but because it wasn't,
Mm-hmm.
because of their choice and how they wanted to maneuver, now we are where we
Right.
are.
But I'm just saying, for me, in my
Mm-hmm.
mind, I feel like as a woman with multitude of talents, with a multitude of opportunities, even if you took some time to just play the back role and you're now trying to get out and put yourself out there in the forefront, to me, it's nothing wrong with building community, because this really is community, right? You have hashtag WeWorks or whatever. You have the JBTV community. These are communities of people that are at least like-minded in certain ways. And the communities do have, offsets of people that feel stronger on one side of the spectrum or not. But the thing is,
Mm-hmm.
Raqi, is I said yesterday, I feel this way. I feel like it's kind of almost like it's a lick. It's like I'm going to come in, take what I can from the situation, because it's not like I'm looking for community with these people. I'm doing a gotcha. Like, all right, bet nigga, you think I can't do what you've done to me back to you? I'm gonna show you. And
Well, no, it's not a necessarily do what you've done to me back to you, because what his karma is going to be his karma, regardless. He's going to sabotage himself as he's always done. So it's not a do what you did to me back. It's watch me do me.
got it. Mm-hmm.
That's it.
I can understand that.
With all the odds, with all the odds stacked against, with all the 17,000 community people with tax being in prison, just watch.
So you saying with tax, this
Yo, I
is
had the
part of
craziest
you?
dream last night.
What's that?
No, niggas from spaces pulled up on me. I had to hurt somebody, and then I got arrested. And I was like, oh my god.
I
But
mean,
even
Nick's
that,
pull up
but
on
And
hold
it.
then
on a second. But even that, like, see, that's where stuff like that gets weird to me or interesting because Jameson, Joe was your mentor 2 days ago. So
Not 2 days ago. It was a
Oh
while
God,
ago.
again,
But
Jameson.
Joe was your
Joe,
mentor
Nate,
2 days ago,
can I keep
Jameson.
it G real with you?
Please.
Joe did a lot of shit to let me know what it was, so I moved accordingly. I don't got no issue with Joe.
Do you? You
Nah, it's
don't?
fuck Joe Budden over here.
Nah, I
Come
don't.
on now.
Jameson don't have
No,
an issue with
no,
Joe. But
it's
can I
not.
be honest? What happened
It's
with
not fucked
Janae? Like
Go
all the
ahead,
way
go ahead.
100%.
Of course.
shut up,
Now you know
Dubs.
I
Let
know
people say what they
hello. Do
want
you
to
not
say.
know who you're talking to? You know I know.
Janae, can I be honest
That
with you? When
nigga,
I realized it is what it is with Joe,
What up?
when I
that
told
nigga, son.
Joe, wait, hold up, Nick. When I told Joe, Micah doxed me and posted my photo, and then literally a few hours later, he has a space, brings Micah up and was like, "Yeah, Micah, they was trying to talk shit. They could never make me turn on you. Ha 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 ha." I realized, oh, me and this nigga not friends. Me and this nigga not cool. I'm just a nigga on Spaces. Cool. I understood that. So for me, Joe is just a nigga on Spaces. I don't have no issue with Joe. It's not no problem. But I'm gonna be honest about my perspectives and my feelings. When I think he's right, I'm gonna say he's right. When I think he's wrong, I'm gonna say he's wrong. And there's a lot of shit where, like that whole "don't meet your hero" shit, is some real shit. There's a lot of shit that Joe has been on that just from a fan parasocial perspective I wasn't acknowledging. Now that it's no longer that and I can see clearly, oh yeah, I see all the shit.
Talk
No, you're
about it.
right. You're absolutely right, Jameson. You're absolutely right.
It's just a lesson learned. Go ahead, Levita.
Hey, good morning, everybody. Hey, Raqi.
Hi,
How you
Lavita.
doing?
Oh,
Hey,
sister, thank
Good,
you.
good, good. I actually wanted to just say that you've got a lot of amazing stuff coming down the pipeline. And I feel like the monotony of Joe coming up as a subject is probably not going to be stopped until you say, you know what, I've had enough. So at this point, are you willing to just kind of go on record and say, you know what, I've reached a point where I don't even want to fuel this machine anymore? I am no longer even willing to have him be the subject of anything that involves me because I've got too much going on.
I'll say this. I'm competitive, and this is sport, so I'm in go mode for whatever, whenever. It's not a goal. It's not an everyday agenda. I don't have bullet points on how I'm going to bring Joe up or address Joe. If Joe wants to entertain questions or have buzzwords on his podcast, as he has for years, by the way, this isn't new. People send me clips of his podcast for years, like, "Oh, Joe said something about you. Joe brought your name up. Melissa brought up something you said about Black China." I've been quiet. I've been quiet. But at this point, I'm on go time. So it's whatever. It's whatever. It doesn't make or break me in any way at
Do
this
you
point.
feel like it's almost like when you're standing on the outside, right? And this is just kind of colloquialism and not a shot at either one of you. But when you're standing
Hmm.
outside and you see pigs fighting, you don't know who created the mess, right?
Right. You don't know
So
who is who. Yeah, I get all of that. I get all of that. I get all the philosophies. I'm very well read and very well versed in shit. But also, I'm with the shits too. I'm not gonna deny my other human aspect of being with all of it, all facets. So yeah, I might go completely left of all of this shit and get on my super girly shit, get on my auntie square as I have been for years. And then there might be a day where I just feel like going the fuck off. I'm a human. I'm multifaceted. I'm a first and foremost started as a personality before I did anything else. Before I became a writer, before I became a DJ, I'm a personality. So and I have quite a few of them. Let's add to the dementia play. Raqi has multiple personalities. She wants to put,
don't we all?
yeah,
so how do you feel about that?
yeah.
How do you feel about that, Levita? Like Joe bringing up Rocky on the pod today, saying she has dementia, and it being so recent and fresh. How do you feel about that?
Like let me add to that. Today is dementia. Yesterday there was a newfound new narrative. I'm stalking and harassing him, and it's that's par for the course. That's someone who constantly projects his own shortcomings. This is someone who's on record breaking into someone's house, sleeping under their bed for hours, stalking and harassing people. So it's like, let me flip the script and put it on her with no facts, no proof to back it up. That shit was just like tossed out there. And I did notice a few fans was like, yo, you never said anything like that. But then so I'm not surprised by that coming from a pathological liar and a complete sociopath, but I'm always surprised by the masses that go with it. Like, there were men on there saying, yeah, this is serious, guys. You know, people don't take men seriously when they say it's a woman harassing them and a woman stalking them. And then something like, are you fucking retarded?
But that man was in love though, and love makes you do a lot of crazy shit.
Oh, okay. All
I'm
right.
just saying.
Okay.
So
Sure.
Yuck,
I'm just
Hill.
saying.
Yo, that's
Sure.
wild.
Sure, sure. So was
Hold on.
Diddy. So was Diddy. Diddy went on every platform there is and spoke about how much he loved Cassie.
All right, man.
She's
See,
the
now y'all
love of
twisting it
his
around.
life.
I got no association with
No,
Diddy.
it ain't no twist. It ain't no twist. If we're gonna put that under love, then let's put it all under love. Love makes you do crazy things, right, guys?
Nah, all right, let's keep it all the way 1,000. Some shit is kind of when the people are still together. Like, bro, she wasn't answering my call, so I just had to pull up to her house, right? But when you're not together and then you have the label of like an abuser, it's
Just
just
like
kind of
y'all thought it
crazy.
was love, just like y'all thought it was love and jokes and Kiki when he was on his podcast telling people, "Oh, I'm gonna put a tracking device on, my baby mama's car," and it was all jokes and love then. It's all crazy then, but when you're getting the receipts of the device actually being put on cars, when you're getting videos of high speed chases with babies in the fucking car, and baby mama screaming like, "Help me! Call the lawyers!" Yeah,
Mm.
it's not funny
Hold on,
then.
let's get to some of these questions, the ladies, Miss Mark.
Are we
And
gonna ignore that, dog?
no, we not,
No, that's what they're gonna
not
do
ignore.
though.
I'm not
That's what they're
ignoring.
gonna do. They don't really want to
I'm
wake it
not
up, but
ignoring.
Was
let's
Joe in a
play the
high
game
speed chase with his
because
baby
I'm
mama?
saying let's play the dementia card. Let's see how much I remember or
No,
I
she's
wake up
going on.
because everything I say has documentation behind it.
Nah,
I
let's
am
wake
such
it
a
up.
well
Let's wake it up.
documented
Was
Wake
he
it up.
was he in a high
Wake
speed
it
chase with his
up.
baby mama, Raqi?
say
Was
again.
Joe?
And I'm gonna say this. That was a point that I was trying to make. The reason why I give that situation grace is because there is a woman involved and there's a child
Mm,
involved.
Okay.
But if she wanted to stand on her square, if she wanted to take the fucking lid off, oh baby, oh
okay.
baby, and I'm doing that at heart because I don't owe her anything, but I owe it to myself to at least give some grace to another woman.
Valid. That is valid. That is valid.
But could I just say something about that? And I don't again, this is
Who's
this is
Yeah.
Shanae.
speaking?
I'm sorry,
Okay,
Shanae.
okay, okay.
Hey, so that's where kind of like personal, like if you know you got the tea, you feel like you have the receipts. But this is my question, Rocky. If you were around for that stuff, why are you only mentioning it? Not saying you are, but what it's perceived is all perception. The perception is
Mhm.
you're just now mentioning all these things because you've fallen out with Joe. But when you were good with him and
I've
you knew that
mentioned
these
this shit
things were
throughout the
happening, mm-hmm,
Yes, and I was the safe space for several women. My couch was a safe space for
mm-hmm,
several women. My bank account, my resources were a safe space for several fucking women. I spoke
mm-hmm,
on this at length. No one wants to hear this shit. Women, people don't care what happens to fucking women when the male involved is a
that's
commodity and they're
facts.
bringing in dollars,
But I guess
right?
like to me, so my
So, and
question to
the
you
times that I
is,
did speak on it, I got bashed. And then the one specific time, which I'm just finding out yesterday, someone brought up some documentation that was put online, and that I was blamed for publicly, but apologized to privately, right? Because once you really look at, the picture, the documents that were exposed, you see the Love and Hip Hop green room in the background. I haven't been on a Love and Hip Hop green room or set in over years. That was a storyline for someone who was trying to get back on the show without being attached to their baby daddy, but couldn't do it.
no, I can understand that, but I'm just saying, like, just as an
And
outside
so
looking in, it
from what I've
looks
heard, I'm
iffy.
sorry.
No, I'm sorry. Go ahead. You were talking.
So from what I've heard, this is recent news to me. I didn't hear it because I haven't been in these spaces. From what I heard was that had something to do with me, and I documented docs. And um, I'm just gonna ask anyone who's done any type of administrative work, used Google or um, if there's a chain of emails with a document in the emails with, let's say it's Dubs, me, and Jonay, and there's a document attached going on for a span of 3 months, and there's now a document online. Would it be possible for the document online and the documents going between me, you, and Dubs to be matched up to see that they're completely, like, they're the same, right?
Yeah,
There's
of course.
no
You can.
doubt,
There's three
right?
sources: me,
So
you, and
that would be
him.
so easy
Hmm.
for me to do if I was involved or cared enough to be like, oh, okay, here's all the emails and documentation I have between this particular person and the lawyer. I was CC'd on it. So where is the doctoring? And to that also, when we talk about Raqi's just now saying things because she's in a beef with him. No. What I find to be funny was I was blamed for something that I'm not part of, right? Who I was also apologizing. That was one of the reasons why I was getting death threats. The bigger issue is, had I hypothetically had I been the one to reveal the, those
Raqi, you're
docs,
real
right?
choppy on my
It
end. I
was
don't know if
crazy.
that's
Yeah,
me
right.
or
Can
your
Look,
Yeah, sure. You sound like Megatron.
you hear me? Can
yeah,
you
I
hear
can
me?
hear you. Yeah.
So hypothetically, if I was the one who revealed those docs, the crazy thing is that I had millions of people dogging me out, cursing out, all kinds of shit. They were more mad at the person who revealed the doc than what actually docs. Like, read the fucking doc.
It's choppy on y'all end because I
Yeah,
can't.
Yeah, Raqi, you breaking up real
Rocky, you
bad.
sound
You must
choppy. I
got
don't know
bad
if you're
service.
moving around.
I hate that. I hate that. Can you
Are you?
guys hear me?
Yeah, are you moving around?
Yeah.
Yeah, I am. I'm actually on my way out of town. But can you hear me now? Sorry.
Yeah, we hear you.
So as far as Rocky's just saying something now because she's mad. No, I've said things plenty of times, and I've added people. I don't sub. I add. I speak freely. I go. I've used other platforms when they ask me specific questions. I'm very vocal about things. But a big lesson learned for me was I was accused of exposing real, genuine docs, and I had millions of people disrespecting me, sending me death threats, all of the things because supposedly I leaked the docs. But it was insane to me that more people were willing to send me death threats than look at the person that's in those docs for who they are.
The internet don't want you to do this, Rocky.
Yeah, whatever you saying, the internet is cutting that shit out.
Joe's working with Elon.
So let me ask you something. Do you guys, okay, can you hear me now?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yep, I can.
Just for an example, who leaked the Diddy video? Was it CNN who put the
It was
Diddy
on
video out?
CNN.
Okay.
Yes.
Do
With it,
people
but
hate
gave it to him.
CNN? Okay, so who the LAPD?
No, the
Is that what
feds,
you
I
said?
believe.
The feds. Okay, so do people hate the feds
Yes,
and CNN more than they do Diddy
I do.
for exposing it?
No.
You do.
Well, not for
No.
exposing it, but for other reasons.
No,
That's
It,
wild, James.
no,
so
no, no. I don't hate. So in that case, right? If CNN and the feds in their research of Diddy expose something, my thing would be this, right? Now, Rocky, I see where you're going with this, and this is where my answer will come in. If CNN
mhm.
had it already, the feds had it already and never did anything about it until this particular situation, then I will be looking at CNN weird because it's like, why wouldn't you have just released it? Because it's bad either way. Don't wait until there's this dog pile on Diddy to release some shit you've had for years. So I would feel that
That
way.
Well,
But
see,
that kind of
and
is
that,
what
and
happened,
so
though.
no, no, no.
there's
But
a
that but
bigger
that's my
picture.
point. But that's my point. Is like if you were aware of it then, it don't stop being wrong whether it was 10 years ago or today. So if they just got it and they released it, Of course, it's all the smoke is to Diddy, period, because he was the one on tape. But I am looking at CNN. I am looking at anyone that had access to the tape and never exposed it. And now all of a sudden you want to expose it. I am looking at you funny in the light, for sure.
Well, for them on that playing field, I'm sure there's strategies and there's a lot of money and things involved. Like this, it's so much bigger than just exposing.
And leadership changes.
There's lives at stake. There's lives at stake.
Well, if
Hold on one
that's the
second. I'm going
case,
on.
shit.
So, so for me, right, which again on record, I was given. Oh my God, I'm in the elevator, so you might cut off. You guys can hear me?
Zoop. Miss Mara, you want to get your
And
question off? You had your hand raised for mad long. You probably get interject.
It's
So,
all good.
so
I
for
just
that,
wanted to
for
know,
that
like,
one,
going back to.
Wait, hold on, Rocky. Let Miss Mara answer this question.
yeah, I'm gonna be quiet for a minute while I pull out. So y'all go ahead, keep talking.
She just
I
like
just
me.
wanted to know, like, going back to the Imani thing. Did you not remember that you were tweeting at Imani all morning? So him coming into the
She's in
space
the elevator.
hot.
She's not even answer you.
Yeah, I'm gonna get with you in 2 minutes.
How'd you sleep last night, dog?
I slept really good, actually, man. I woke up. I had my body pillow around me. I bought that from Amazon, the satin one.
Did you have a steak, a T-bone steak?
A T-bone steak?
A
No.
T-bone steak. A T-bone steak, nigga.
T-bone steak? No. I had a red snapper last night from the spot. It was really good with grilled octopus. Jonay, come on. I will feed
I
you.
do not want to hear about your sleeping patterns. Not right now, Dub. No, thank you.
Jonay, this is the interlude. I will feed you. I can feed you too. Like,
You got a body pillow,
I'm
my
not. I'm
nigga?
not.
Oh
I'm
my
talking about the
god.
body pillow. I'm not worried. I'm glad
Yeah,
you had some red snapper. I'm talking about the body pillow.
that body
oh,
pillow's
wait.
wild.
Wait, hold on. You hating on my body pillow? Like,
I
you don't
just
want me
don't
to have
want
a
to.
good lower back?
No, I
Ain't
don't care
nobody
nothing
trying to
about your
picture
lower
you
back
sleeping,
at
Dub.
all.
The black men need good lower backs. Like, we need to be able to pick up the woman and run the world. Like, what are you talking about?
talk about it.
They hating does. They let
Hey,
them.
I do
Nick,
want to say
shut
something about that
up.
CNN point too.
This is hate. All hate.
You know I'm fucking with her.
Shut
You
up,
know?
Nick. They ain't on the black man. No, 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 no.
Yeah, you definitely Mike Lowry, dub.
Shell's always trying to steal my
Shell's not gonna like that.
that fake Sigma down there.
Nah, shout out to Shells.
Nah, that's my man.
And you know that.
That's my
Niggas
man.
is sensitive and you know that.
And you know that. Yo, how about
Period.
it's his lady now? She was like, that's my man.
Oh,
Oh, oh wow, Nate, that's your man now. Like, that's crazy. See what's going on.
see,
Like,
Nick. Now, Nick. See, you done missed. You didn't have no branding. Why you ain't got a little catchphrase, nigga?
who, me?
No, Nick.
Yeah,
Uh,
Shell's got two.
What the fuck
Nick.
going on? Wait, why did I get
Nick.
missed?
You need a catchphrase. I'm trying to set you up.
His catchphrase is like "fuck you" and every curse
Wake
word
it
or whatever.
up.
Yeah,
Wake it
wake
I'm
it up. I'm
up.
telling
stealing
you.
Joe shit. Yeah, let me steal Joe shit. Wake it up. That's my new shit. I'm gonna steal Joe shit.
I think Miss Mara had a no.
Sorry.
So I
Oh,
want to know if he's good
if
now. Rocky, you good? Rocky, you good?
I think she's still in the elevator. She
That's
probably.
a long ass elevator ride. Going to the 200th floor.
Big buildings, big business, baby.
I see. I see that's going on. But yeah, now I mean we are getting to it. I feel like we are asking her a lot of questions and getting to the bottom of it. And I guess you guys get to see both sides of the coin. And there's more questions to ask. I have some questions myself, and I just want everybody to get it out so that it's no nasty air out there. People don't think that she's a bad person or Joe. I don't know.
Or that we do bad work in the spaces because
Yeah,
Joe tried to act like we are disingenuous, that we don't do research, that there aren't journalists over here. It's
Wait, who's
insulting. We do
talking?
good work.
that's absurd. My man talk FNF.
Oh,
Going
oh,
on.
hey, y'all think y'all journalists?
Yo, check out Talk
Well, my
FNF's
degree says I
podcast,
am.
bro. No, I'm
We
serious. Check
are.
out that nigga's
No, my,
podcast.
my degree says
Oh,
I
he
am.
is. I know that's right. Wake it up.
okay,
Whoever had
sorry,
a
I gotta
degree.
go.
I
I
know that's
have
right.
I have to go to the airport. But I just wanted somebody to ask her about Imani and her going off on Imani prior to him coming in the space and coming in hot. Because if somebody was tweeting at me all day, I'm gonna come in there and just be on your head top too. So I just want to understand, like, I understand she got offended afterwards with what he said, or that was what motivated her, but you also motivated him to go off because of how you were tweeting at him.
Well, to be fair, she never called him out his
Yeah, she
name.
didn't call
That's
him
what
out
she
her
did. That's
his
what he did.
name. You can't do
Nah,
that.
but she was
I
talking
didn't.
crazy. She was
But she
talking
was talking
crazy.
that she was calling him little boy, little son, my son, my little brother. Like she was little
No,
brother.
Well,
Maybe
she
they
said
no,
he
she
was like
meant
a
that
brother, but
affectionately,
that
bro.
wasn't
She meant
offensive.
that
I'm back.
affectionately.
I'm back.
they might have
Yeah,
that
yeah.
type of
How the
Um,
fuck we
relationship. You don't know
know?
that.
We don't know that. We don't know
Hell
them.
no.
Go
I
ahead,
mean,
Miss
from
Mara.
what
She
she's
back.
yeah,
saying, the
yeah,
man was
yeah,
calling
yeah,
to her
yeah.
crying
Wait,
about
wait,
Joe.
wait, wait, wait. I'm here, so let's direct it.
Go ahead, Miss Mara had a question for you, Raqi.
Look, hold on.
The
Let me.
day that whole
Can y'all hear my GPSing?
Hell nah.
No, we can't hear it.
Okay. I'll make sure. Okay, go ahead.
the day that you and Imani got into it, and he came into the spot hot after Dub texted him, you don't think that part of it had to do with the fact that you had been tweeting at him all morning?
Fuck, my GPS was talking to me again. But I think what you're asking is the tweet that I tweeted calling Imani a fucking liar. Yeah.
There
Oh
was
my
more.
God, I'm sorry. I'm
You were calling
sorry,
him like
y'all.
a little
Fuck,
boy
I
and
gotta turn
stuff.
this
I don't
GPS
remember.
voice off.
All right. We got GPS issues. Miss Mara, what a good question. This is really good. This is really good. We are working. We are working. I just wanted to say that we are working. Shout out to Levita, Uptown. Shout out to Miss Mara, Canada. Where are you going, actually, by the way, in Canada?
Can you hear me now?
Yes, we can hear you now. Good? Like a Verizon commercial. Good?
Yeah, I just didn't want you guys hearing. Turn left, turn right.
All right.
So did you hear Miss Mara's
So
question,
So
in
do
Raqi?
regards to those tweets, I just think, again, I think globally people were triggered, especially women who had have been assaulted were triggered, right? And so there was a lot of conversation. There was a lot of people kind of jumping at a character and voicing their opinions or even revealing or exposing things that happened to them, right? So this was an emotion that emotional roller coaster ride that we all kind of were on, right? So then to have Imani at that time address something that is very triggering, right? He went on he went on to say initially he's going to speak his mind. He's going to say what he has to say. He's going to sit on the platform and speak his mind on his affiliation with Joe and where he stands on things. And he doesn't give a fuck what people feel, right? So that was a choice he made to go on a public platform and address his feelings on the allegations and things that transpired with Joe. People tweeted and responded to him at length. He didn't care what they feel or how they felt. What made them jump bad with me is not because they cared about how I feel. They care about what the fuck I know for real.
My question was more if you didn't understand why he came in hot on you. I understand that the way he went, but you were tweeting at
Yeah,
him.
yeah.
So combined with the tweeting, combined with Dub's text, is why he went off on you. It wasn't
and
because he
that and
just
that
came in
that's
there and wanted to just tell you about yourself. It was a combination of the morning and what happened when
it was
Dub
a
texted him.
combination of being shook that things would be exposed and be revealed and all things will happen and you will no longer have a roof over your fucking head. That's
Leave Dubs out of
And that's a
this.
character flaw on him.
Leave Dubs up out of here. Like Dubs ain't do
Right,
shit.
but okay, but then again, so Raqi, this is how I see it too, right?
and that's fine. We
Yeah.
couldn't see. Here's the thing. I didn't call
Mhm.
him a bitch ass nigga. I didn't say any of those things. I said you're a fucking liar, and I added him directly. There was
Right,
no
but
sub. That is all I
if
said
that was
in regards to
but if that
Imani.
was the day of
You're a fucking liar. What you're saying, you're a fucking liar, and I stand on that.
so
Right. So to come into a space because you're upset because somebody called you a fucking liar and then come in throwing other people's name out, degrading me as a woman, calling me all types of bitches. If you guys think that that was cool, that's cool. I'm not tripping.
No,
I never
no,
said it
no
I
was
one thinks
cool.
it's
I'm just
cool.
saying.
I can see I can see why someone in his position would react like a rabid dog the way he did. They got a lot to
They
protect.
only give grace.
And also, mhm.
I was gonna say they only give grace to celebrities on this app. That's what it seems like.
That's not true. I
That
think
was
that
pure cap, Nick.
that's not
Nick, I
true.
don't know what that was, but
That's
don't
not
please don't
true.
go there with
That's
me.
all
This
they
is
do is give grace to celebrities. No
so
one
let me
else.
Imani ain't no
no.
fucking celebrity, Nick. Stop that.
And it's also not about grace. It's about how, like, have we, do y'all not agree? Because I feel like I've seen, if not y'all have said it, but many people have said it. If you do something to me, you cannot control my response. So if there is something where I'm antagonized, you don't know what I've gone through, you don't know what I'm going through that day, I might click out and crash out on you. But you antagonize the situation. Now, again, I'm not saying you specifically, Raqi, because I didn't even see your tweet. But what I'm
So let
saying,
me ask you something. So going on a platform and pretending like you not aware of things that are being alleged as if you weren't a part of, witness things, is not antagonizing someone who was actually in those same spaces with you in real life. It's not antagonizing the women that you sat with and cried with. It's not you know what
yeah,
I'm
I
saying?
get that
So yeah,
part.
so the reaction to that is you're a fucking liar, but I'm gonna leave it at that. You're a fucking liar, but I'm not going to post the pictures, the bruises,
They only giving
right?
it grace
I'm
because he
just
on
gonna
a
leave it at the fact that
podcast.
you're a fucking
That's
liar.
not, but Nick, see, here you go antagonize because you want us to crash out on you. We're not doing that today.
Yo, Nick, whoever said that we were
I'm
giving
not
him
giving him
grace?
grace
I
at
said he was
all.
fucked
Like,
up.
what are you
Nobody
talking
calling
about?
a woman bitch, am I gonna accept? But he also
I ain't worried
apologized
about Nick.
after
He
the fact,
trolling.
unlike your
No,
bitch
he
ass.
trolling. See, Mara, you done fell into
Like
the
I,
trap.
yeah. See, she can't be
Okay, now
controlled. She
name
can't
calling
control, man.
Yeah,
She
but
can't
language.
control
come
herself.
on,
But you
bro.
Hold on, Nick.
antagonizing a
Hold
But
on, hold
I,
on. Calm
conversation.
down.
she
Calm down.
low key just made Nick's point though, guys. Like, because if it's gonna be one way across the board, if we all giving each other respect, we all gotta give each other respect.
Right.
Yeah, I
So
agree.
You see, I didn't call this woman a B or
the
any of those
antagonism,
things. That's crazy, man.
the antagonizing comes from.
The antagonizing comes from, you said.
Hold on one second, you guys. Sorry.
I mean, it should be a fair playing field. I do agree with the fair playing field, and he does leverage, his.
I'm
So the antagonizing comes from the audacity to sit on a public platform and blatantly lie with people who have been in front of people who you were friends with, who've been involved with things, who've seen things, who witnessed things, who cried over things, who bailed people out with their own fucking money. That was the initial antagonization. And so what you got from that was a simple tweet, not a sub, a direct. You're a fucking liar. If that triggered you to fucking crash out and start calling women all types of bitches and you sucked it, hey, that's a chink in your armor. And so now when I'm antagonized by being blatantly disrespected on a public platform, disrespected, degraded, this is what you get now.
Right, which is why now earlier, that's why I said, okay, now that I understand that that's where that's from, you can respect it because
Mm-hmm.
it is a response to something that was done to you. I can't control what somebody do when if I want to crash out or pop out because you done did something to me, then I all I can do is respect it. That's why I asked you the question I asked earlier, Raqi. But my question back to you is I don't know 100% because I wasn't really following your timeline at that time to know this, but how it was communicated was it wasn't just one tweet. It was tweets the whole day and it almost was trying to
It was more so tweets against the fans
okay.
that were coming at me. Hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, anything I've ever had to say, like for real, I at Imani. Like even in these
Mhm.
spaces where I'm like answering questions or giving my side of whatever story, and I'm like Joe Budden and Imani, and they're like, shh, we're not saying names. Fuck that. I'm saying all the names, all of them.
Okay, but if you say the names and then they get on their podcast and say you got dementia, then when is it gonna stop? Are you gonna just keep going back and forth?
It's it
is that
might
an old joke? Is
it
the
might
No,
dementia an
it
old
nigga, he
joke?
might.
said it. He that's what
So
they said
so
he said on the
so where
pod.
this
I don't
so where
know.
this goes so where this goes
No,
here
not
and
you,
and
Johnny.
where
I'm
this
saying,
goes
was that
Oh,
a
here.
joke
okay,
from
okay.
Joe?
I
Was
don't
Joe
know. I
joking
didn't
on her,
even watch
calling
the
her
pod
old?
today. I haven't watched the pod today, so I don't
Yeah,
know.
me neither.
Right. So him coming back and saying, "Oh, Raqi has dementia," it's laughable at best. You know, it's like it's so elementary, it's so childlike, and I don't even know how people even find that remotely entertaining. But my reaction to that is, come on, Spaces, come wherever. Let's prove this dementia. Let's see what part of my brain is not active, and whatever area of my brain is not active, according to whatever narratives I put out there, I have a receipt to back it up. So let's go from there. That's the only challenge I have for that. I'm not going to react to, oh, I have dementia and he has herpes, real life,
Oh, okay. Hell no. See,
right?
I'm muting up.
I'm not going
No,
to do
no,
that.
no, stop. Who has
I'm just
herpes?
saying, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to
See, but
say
Raqi, but then,
your name is herpes infested. I'm not going to
Raqi,
do
but you
that.
see how that goes. Now you've done more like bomb dropping. That's not going to create now.
I mean, no, that's
Like,
I
like,
mean, that isn't supposed. That right there is not bomb dropping. You guys are the fans. You guys have probably heard the herpes line over and over and over again for
She's not
years
lying.
from women he's been
no,
with.
like,
From I'm sorry for you guys, and
nah.
you know, so
Wait,
it is what
what?
that's not a grand reveal on my behalf. I'm saying what I'm not going to do. I'm not going to rehash storylines that have been out there about him having herpes because he's taking weird pop shots at me saying I have dementia. The herpes line that I
But you
mean I
kind
do
of
believe
just
that
did,
should come out.
Rocky.
Hey, stop trying
I'm
to
sorry, what?
silence a black woman, man. Let her speak her truth, man. Damn, y'all.
See, but no, that's
God
not
damn
her
it,
truth.
Nick.
That's
But
somebody
that's the
else's.
same way for me.
See,
That's
that's
like
the
the same thing for me
thing.
to be like, oh, I'm not gonna come on here and say he's gay because I can say that, but he also said it too, and you guys negate that. Oh, he's just trolling. So that's nothing. You know,
I
it's just
believe
words.
when people say words, you gotta believe them, man.
You gotta believe him. So when a motherfucker jumps on they shit or on before a podcast existed on JBTV, and you be like, you could suck my herpes dick. I think that's a Freudian
Belt
slip, guys.
trash Joe.
So I
I
mean,
don't
Joe,
have. I
how
don't.
is
I'm
that
gonna
a
be
problem?
very clear. I don't remember none.
See,
I
you
don't
guys
remember
don't
none of
know
that.
all the things. You don't know all the things. So
No.
my thing is, my mission is not here to sway you guys from being fans of this decrepit ass, toxic ass character. My shit is just like, hey, I'm here too. Don't hate me.
Right,
Don't hate me
right,
because y'all
but
into
the
that
but
type
the
of
thing
shit.
about it is though is Rocky, I get your point, but you also have to be honest in the moment that these are tit for tat scenarios. It's not just you being, oh hey, I'm just saying what's been said. It's more so he takes a dig, I take 12. You go low, I go to hell. It's just like that's where I'm saying like this isn't something that's just happening. These are intentional things that are being done because there is a personal relationship where there is actual hurt and pain and betrayal and all these other things that you are dealing with, which again, they're valid if that's been your experience, right? No, I don't think any of us could say, Raqi, you never been through that. Raqi, you're lying. I don't know you. You get what I'm saying? I'm never going to say you're lying. But what I can say is, okay, I peep the scenery. You get what I'm saying, Raqi? I peep what's
Mhm.
going on.
Yeah.
You are you're working in an emotional state. Maybe Joe's working in an emotional state because y'all have personal history. So personal history, I'm sorry, oh, y'all didn't know he said he had what you just said. I don't remember none of that. And to bring it back up,
No, I didn't see that, and that's not see. So I just want to keep things in
okay,
context. Again, I didn't say y'all didn't know he. I did not say that.
okay.
I said I'm not. When Joe said I have dementia, I said I'm not going to turn around and say, oh, he has herpes to have a tick for tat. I challenge him to back that claim up. What part of my brain has dementia? What part of this story? What part of anything that I've said has been a lie that I can't prove otherwise? I didn't say, hey, you guys didn't know he had herpes. Hey, you guys don't remember all these years where this particular girl said did she contracted herpes from him? Or when he was on his JBTV show and said you could suck my herpes dick, came right out of his fucking mouth. I didn't
But
say
not
any of
only
that.
that, Rocky. I mean, we all listen to the Joe Budden podcast, and he says that you can't determine how someone reacts off of how they feel. So if he said on the pod that Rocky has dementia, and she wants to throw 12 stones today because he said one, who is anybody to say that she is wrong for doing that? When the
What?
person that we listen to and pay for every month on Patreon expresses the same sentiments.
Hold on. Can I just say something real quick to respond with
I'm on the Kendrick. Don't tell no lies on me. I won't tell truth about you.
the in real time though? Like I haven't heard the podcast, so I didn't hear the little dementia shit. But I will say, most people, like I can speak for me, I can speak for probably a Joe Nay, somebody like that who has some fucking common sense. We don't
If you guys
we
are
don't
talking, I
listen
hear
to Joe.
nothing. That's crazy.
Okay, nobody can hear me, or is it just Rocky?
Yeah, it's just Raqi.
Oh damn.
Yeah.
My whole thing is, man, to jump in real quick,
Wait,
it's
hold
God
like
on,
damn.
Showtime.
Fuck
Let's
me.
start
Showtime,
finish,
stop
bro.
God
Let's
damn.
start
talking.
finish.
Fuck me.
Showtime had his hand up for a while.
Showtime.
Okay, fuck me. Go ahead, Showtime.
Hey, Showtime.
yeah.
Do you need to use that
Hold on,
that Swiss
let's Scargo.
Beats?
Let's Scargo. He's never on the stage up here. Let him get his shit out. Showtime. You go next. You go next. Showtime.
All right, no problem.
Nah, all I was gonna say was I kind of feel like they got this this whole dementia thing is like it's kind of going with what Joe Nay said.
Fuck, I
Like if
can't
you
hear
say
nothing.
something, if you Joe saying somebody got dementia, ain't nobody really taking that shit seriously, bro. Like to be completely 100% honest, we not taking that shit seriously because niggas listen to Joe for entertainment. Nobody listens to him for facts and to learn things about people. But when somebody who has had a relationship with Joe for a long time comes in a space and responds to that, even if it's somewhat jokingly, but it wasn't saying, I ain't gonna say the nigga got herpes. We take that 100% seriously. So there's a total difference in what Joe did and what she just did. I don't see how we're gonna act like there's not. It's a
Scar,
complete
that's just
difference.
not true, bro. A lot of people take the shit Joe says seriously. We've all seen it and been like, damn, y'all niggas is weird. But there is a
But
large
there
amount
you
of
go though. But there
motherfuckers.
you go, Jameson. Weird. These niggas are weirdos. We're not talking about weirdos. We're talking about normal ass people with common fucking
No, we're
sense.
No,
talking
but
about
We're
the
not talking about no
audience,
fucking
bro.
Scar,
weirdos.
We're talking about the
but
whole
Scar,
entire
you got to
audience.
talk about everybody. The weird people are involved too. That are giving her death threats. That just do cult like
But here's the
behavior.
thing.
You
And
can't
these
I
are the
would
separate
Right,
them.
motherfuckers
you're
that
right.
are
I
All
would
harassing
that,
her,
all
bro.
agree
that,
to
all
do
that is
something directly.
consummate of each other.
You 100% right. But this is what I'm saying.
Because if me and you have an issue and one of my homies finds out and he snuffs you, that's incumbent of our issue. Like people don't have to realize this stuff spilling out of these spaces in her real life, in her DMs, this stuff that's going on his side. It's like everybody's looking at this right from Twitter. They actually hung out and have real issues. So if I see a couple go back and forth online, I can easily say, man, she just has a lot of attitude. This is her problem. But it's just like she's actually lived with him. So I just think everybody needs to fall back a little bit and let them hash out whatever their issues is. Anybody's gonna look really crazy just trying to grab onto an opinion because of how they reacted that day. But again, these people have physically interacted for years and know each other, have done business. It's like we have like adolescent opinions on their
Right,
issues,
but
but people who
Showtime,
actually live life together,
right.
bro. That's different.
Showtime. Now can I just jump onto that comment? I agree with you fully, which is why when I came up, I asked the type of questions. I don't know if you were up here. That is why I asked the type of questions I asked to Raqi because I'm like, okay, this is clearly personal. You get what I'm saying? So when I asked what were some of the intentions or the reasons, she was honest, and which I appreciate her transparency. She's like, nah, they said something, they went a little low, and the way that I've been moving has been a bet to these niggas. Like, bet. Okay,
Right. And
cool.
so wait,
And
I
and
want to
so
just
and so what you can do is I'm sorry, go ahead, Rocky. Go ahead.
yeah, yeah. I just want to add on to that. The challenge wasn't set because they called me a bitch or said I suck dick. There ain't a bitch on this app that ain't suck a dick. Right? So it ain't none of that play personal shit. Where it became the challenge for me is when a motherfucker said you just ain't got it.
You yes,
And
I'm sorry. You did you said yeah.
that's
You
stepping
doubled
into
down on that.
my
Let
career,
me let
my
me
trajectory.
clarify. You're correct. You
Mhm.
did say that a couple times. You did say that when they challenged your abilities is when you were like, okay, we'll say less. You did say that twice earlier, so I don't
Yeah.
want to
Thank,
misquote you.
thank you.
So, but you're welcome. So Showtime, to your point, is we don't know, but I do think that if we're at least gonna be following or interacting or engaging with either side, at
Mhm.
least it's a good enough thing to at least have conversations with Raqi, or even if you're on Joe's side of this conversation, ask him certain questions that he's willing to answer, so that way, even if you have educated opinions on just how, because again, we can be observant, like we're in a fucking space, you get what I'm saying?
Of
Like
course, yeah.
it's cool
Everybody's
to
being
be
watched.
observant, but what we don't want to do, in my opinion, and that's just me speaking for myself, I'm not adding on to nothing. That's why I'm asking Raqi direct questions, and she's giving what she's saying, because I'm not adding to what this woman said. And I also earlier told her, Showtime, I don't know if you were here, I said, this is how my opinion was based on what I perceived of you from online. You seem to from you being on Love and Hip Hop, from what it looked like, at least on your social media, especially on Instagram, you got connections in the industry. Fuck this little shit in terms of a beef with him. But I understand that it is bigger than what even I understand. And now from there on, I'm gonna shut my ass up. You get what I'm saying? So
No, but I'm gonna say this though, right? She's a person too, regardless of her connections. I feel like people are just trying to put her in these different boxes when she can fit in different boxes, right? Just like how you can go to Turks and Caicos, or she could just go to Florida, or she can go to a prime rib restaurant, or she could just go to I don't know, a fucking corn store and get a chopped cheese or some shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's like I just feel like people are just trying to control how she's supposed to move, and I get what you're saying, the observations. And I think it's dope because I've heard you speak before. You're pretty much very straightforward. But the thing is, that's not the overall consistency with
I can
everybody.
understand
Niggas be
that. Yeah.
wilding, jumping out saying wild stuff, and then like nobody checks those people though. So if we're gonna be the ones to ask
No,
the right
those
questions,
people
get
need
the
to be
answers.
checked too, for sure.
And can we wake
Especially
some?
when,
Okay, so
but like
so hold
I
on.
want
Let
him
me
to
hold on,
finish, and I
Jameson.
want to address what he said because I do agree.
Yeah. So I think overall with whatever side, I don't really feel like there's a side. I just think people we love similar things. It's just within the same umbrella to me. And I just feel like as a whole, like PK told me that, hey, you don't want to be known for causing drama and stuff like that. And I took that for heart. And then when I've spoken to Joe, I've said things to Joe myself, I'm giving him my honest opinion because I pay and I listen to that motherfucker. And I get annoyed and I'm like, damn, why is he saying it that way? And I try to understand. I don't say shit just to be hateful.
Right,
That's just me
right. But
personally.
I do want.
But like, I just feel like as a whole,
I'm
I'm gonna
sorry.
wrap
Go
it
ahead.
up. I just feel as a whole, if we're gonna check Rocky and Joe, we have to check everybody
Right,
too
everybody does
that
get
we're around.
checked.
Because
Yes, they should at
if
least.
if we're complicit to bullshit, we're
Oh
just as
my
bad.
gosh, y'all kill me with that. I swear.
Yo,
Who
can
was
I say
that?
Okay.
something
Who
real
was
quick
that
though?
speaking? Was that Star?
Yeah, that was me. My fault. I
Yeah,
shouldn't have muted.
real quick, bro. Y'all also, if we being all the way honest, Rocky said what she said about Joe, said what she said about Imani at the very beginning. I heard Rocky say multiple times on Spaces, I'm trying to move away from that. I don't even want to speak about the nigga. Every time Rocky has said something about Joe at this point, it's been in response to something Joe has said about Rocky. Like that's happened like for a few weeks now. Like, so it's just like Joe don't need all this defending, bro. This nigga is an active participant in this shit.
But
But
what? But
it's
hold
not
on a
just that,
second. So no, no,
Jameson.
no, 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 no,
Whoa.
no,
Yeah,
no, no,
thank you.
no,
Thank
no,
you.
no. I need a moment, please.
The Joe
Jameson,
Please,
Avengers.
that
Joe.
The
no,
Nick.
no,
Joe
Please,
no,
Joe.
no,
Nick.
no.
Avengers.
Nick, shut your ass up. First off,
Wake
Jameson,
it up,
I'm not
Jameson.
Nick, don't play with me. Jameson, I'm not defending Joe at all. I'm talking about where she stood. I'm getting understanding. And the reality is the okay. Jameson, if I come to where you live and I come to like, for example, if I was an op of yours in real life and I came over into the WeWork space or the space that you're in and I have a problem with you and something ends up transpiring, it's okay for people to be like, well, what happened with you and Jameson? What's going on? Can we figure out what's going on just to have an idea? I'm not, people don't necessarily have to be defending you. They could just be trying to get understanding because Raqi is an outlier to the situation. That doesn't mean that I'm not defending him ever. I'm
Okay.
asking about the conversation and the reality is that's what ends up happening when you have conversations like this is like they're good combos, but it don't mean that somebody's defending just because they push back on you know what I'm saying? Now Nick hates Joe. So of course he wants to hear somebody kick Joe's back in because that's what he's waiting for. But I'm not gonna do that.
It's
And I'm also
war. It's
and I'm
war.
also not kicking Rocky's back in. I've been nothing but respectful. And I also understood because I'm asking her questions as a woman saying, okay, I feel you. I understand what that's like. I understand where you're coming from. And I haven't said anything negative towards her or about anything that she's done at all. I'm just getting understanding. And it's okay to push back on people from a perspective of, well, do you think that that's right? Because then it becomes tit for tat. And then that's not defending Joe.
Agreed.
That's just
Agreed.
more so like, where do you stand? Like, how do you carry?
Johnny, can I ask you a
Sure,
question?
absolutely.
I agree with you on
Well,
that.
what about the fact that every time Rocky just sneezes in the space, everybody attaches her to Joe?
When she
Like that, this
sneezes in the
can't be
space,
twenty four
well,
seven
but
every
could I be
time.
honest,
Crazy.
Showtime? I would have
What's
to
up?
ask
Go
y'all
ahead.
that because every time Rocky get into space, why are y'all talking about Joe?
No, I've told it to the space too.
So now,
Jameson.
now, James, I
I
think
haven't.
Jameson is a big culprit
Wait,
because when
what?
Rocky get on stage, yes,
I don't think Jameson. I'm gonna defend Jameson. Jameson doesn't
I
bring up
woke it up
Joe.
today
It's
though.
the other. It's the okay.
Yeah, because like she's lived a whole
yeah, I
life, and
agree,
like,
and
Yeah.
that's
and
kind of what I've
and
been
then ever
saying.
since she's came on, she's done her stuff. It's like everybody just attaches her to Joe. Like she has a whole life that she's lived. She's raised a whole child. She's written
No,
books,
yeah.
all this
This is
shit,
what I was
and
And
saying.
that's exact. But Showtime,
and
that's what
like
I said
if
earlier.
people focused on that, it would be barely any conversation
That's
about
what I
Joe. And I
said
feel like
This
earlier.
is
more
what
people,
both
Yes,
Jonah and I were saying
we
earlier.
literally said that earlier.
and more and more, and I just feel like people just want to attach her to the drama. And like she's a grown ass woman that pays her own fucking bills. She's so when people bring to her the bullshit, she might
Right
give you
now,
some
now
bullshit back.
Showtime. I want to be very clear with you. If somebody say something
Okay.
to you, you have every right to respond.
Hmm.
That's
For
adult.
sure.
That's human shit. If you say something to me
Yeah,
and I
for
go to
sure.
hell, that's on you. You should have kept me out your mouth. But
Yeah.
Showtime, are we going to act like the Joe topic is not brought up to see what Raqi would say? And that's going to be on y'all then, because then why are y'all bringing her up in situations to where it would even cause somebody else to now put her back?
All right, wait, hold on. Just so you right, you are right, Joe Nay. But this space was started because of Flip. Flip had a space called "Are You a Groupie or a Leech?" I felt like talking about the WeWorks, and I brought this space up because I felt like all the work that he does is leech based. He leeches on the other businesses, other brands, people like Medici, stuff like that. He's on the Joe Budden podcast. I feel like a lot of stuff that he do is leechy. So that's why this was started. But Absurd had asked her a question. Me asked the room a question. Did they see the Joe Budden podcast and about the dementia topic? Now it did trigger Raqi, I'm pretty sure a little bit, and she did speak on it. But she didn't go into much. A lot of people wanted to talk about the other topic with Joe yesterday too. So everyone is asking the questions about Joe.
Leeching
and
off of
and I
Mendices
can
is
and I
crazy.
can that is crazy.
Thank God you put
And
that in
I
perspective, does because they was about to run with that narrative that we just all we do is
Yeah,
talk
yeah.
about
But
is Joe.
I want to add to the
and I
to
can
but I don't want to speak
I
for
and
you,
I can
Rocky. This
but
is
I
just
just want
my
to say
opinion.
this. I can respect that, Dub. Thank you for giving me full context because when I came in, it was the topic, so I didn't know. And I also have never been in a space with Rocky on the stage, and I just thought it would be an opportunity just in case word got around that we were talking yesterday. So I didn't mean to overtake what y'all were talking about.
right.
Salute on
You know,
both
I think it's
sides.
funny. You know what I think is funny? I laugh at these weird buzzwords and catchphrases that he uses on me, and because it's like a long drawn out detailed thing, like because I know the psychology of Joe very very well. We can just say, oh, he's just throwing out names. He's saying no, these are buzzwords that he's using because he is in these rooms anonymously and he takes bits and pieces of things that I've said and then flips it and tries to plant seeds and manipulate people with them. For instance, this new this new dementia narrative, I've spoken at length about having ADHD, right? Which several people do. It's nothing to be ashamed of. But I have ADHD, and I spoke on the severity of it, and why sometimes I might not be consistent with the podcast, which is why I'm in these spaces, just testing out to see if I'm able to be consistent. So it's like, oh, let me latch onto that and say she has dementia because we all know like ADHD as prone to. Um, Developing into dementia, which I think is really sick, right? To kind of latch onto that and plant seeds. But that's y'all pod daddy. That's what he does. And then the other narrative that came out just yesterday, Rocky stalking and harassing me. He's never said that a day in his life, but because I was in a room with people that he was sitting in the room anonymously, and I said, hey, it's not beef like that as far as I'm concerned because I have been in the same space with Joe most recently at a nail salon twice. Apparently, we both had appointments on the same day and we saw each other and no big deal. So he takes that little tidbit and runs with it and starts planting seeds. Oh, she's stalking me and harassing me because I'm sure while he was behind me in the pedicure chair and I'm in the manicure seat in front of him, he's snapping pictures. So at one point in time, he's gonna drop those pictures like, you see, she's fucking harassing me and she's stalking me. And we live around the corner. We've been going to the same nail salon for years. But these are games that he plays with the fans, and I just think it's like disgusting and toxic and weird and psychotic and pathological and all the fucking things. But if you guys enjoy it, enjoy it.
Yeah, I agree with that. Another thing too, again, I want to mention I don't want there to be like a line, like there's a side. I think a lot of you have a lot of intellectual points and stuff that you point out. I hear your other spaces. So, I think people could work together better. I think as well, regardless if there's opposition. Because everybody doesn't have to agree about everything. But like a lot, I think a lot of this drama is burnt out already. Honestly,
The spoon feeding of the fans and the seed planting and the manipulation is just I can't I just again I do kind of have maybe a savior complex where I want to wake people up. For years I've been told, like, Raqi, fuck them people, use them as sheep the same way people do. I'm for the people, and that's why I'm in these spaces now. I'm for the people. Period. It's not me trying to gain friendships or allegiances or alliances. I fuck with the people. But the people y'all think that rock with you and use proximity as a tool to garner fan bases and fund money on their Patreon and shit, they're not about you, because when it's good for them and the ride is good, it's a benefit for them. It's like, oh, we love you. But then, when it doesn't benefit them for a moment, oh, this is low level, this is low frequency, fuck you people, you guys are bums, you're powerless, you're like, that's weird. Like, I feel like a lot of people that are fans of the Joe Budden podcast or the Joe Budden personality is suffering from Stockholm syndrome and don't even fucking know it.
let me ask you, what do y'all want going forward? Is this going to be like an everyday thing forever, or like,
For Joe's people, I'm actually building a few layers of content. One of them, the front runner, is I'm working with Tax on a few things, and we have some pretty powerful people supporting and backing us up on
that's
that.
fine?
Um, yeah, so that's really exciting. And then I have a book that will be on shelves September 10th, with the
Rocky, you going in and out right now.
largest pub- Of course I am.
You said you got a book coming.
And that's with Simon
I
and
have a
Schuster, yeah,
yes.
which is a huge fucking deal. So, congratulations.
Thank you. And I want to say that I did it with no agent, and that's not to pop my collar. That's just to say that what you guys are doing, if you're going to be in these spaces, whether you're a content creator or not, if you have other dreams, it is so possible to do in these spaces, these platforms give you opportunity to be in proximity with people who can actually make things happen. So it's kind of doing
Amen.
yourself a disservice to hate against people who you don't know and don't know what their leverage is and don't know what their resources are and don't know the connection you can make based on the opinion of someone who's been documented as a very flawed character. So I think also I've proven to just people that I've met in these spaces, I've loaned my resources to people I don't even know. I don't even have their numbers. Like, outside of spaces, outside of I don't even know these people. I just met them 3 days ago in the middle of chaos, and I'm like, okay, this is what you do. Hold on, here's this number. Talk to this person. See if this works out for you. I want everybody to eat.
That's love.
Yeah, I think
Hey,
that's fine.
I'm for the people, and you know what? I'll be honest with you. People who are for the people, 9 out of 10 times, we get the short end of the stick. We get the short end of the stick a lot of
Oh,
times
for sure.
because we don't manipulate, we don't fudge it, we don't filter it, we're not lying, we're not twisting, we're not using people to our benefit. So it's just, it is what it is. But I'm okay with that. I've prayed a long, long time for God to give me a cold heart so I can be as nasty and narcissistic and filthy as my counterparts who have become very successful with those tactics. God said no. That's so. This is where we're at.
Yeah, for sure. Cause I don't know if you guys know who Milagros is. She don't move like her.
Milagro Grams.
Yeah, like
Yeah, I know Milagro.
that's what y'all should be talking about. Oh my goodness.
Milagros a blogger. Like she's like a blogger. I don't even think that's what Rocky is even a
No, but she does
if
spaces
she's
too
like a
though.
TMZ type. But wait, Milagros like
She
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 damn near
she
like academics because she's heavy on
she
Twitch
has her
too.
own platform. Like she's fighting with Cardi B right now. Yeah, she's crazy.
Yeah, she's heavy on Twitch too.
Ew.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's. I don't really know her. I'm just now hearing about it. And the funny thing is the I'm only hearing about her because I'm being informed of, batteries being put in people's backs who don't know me, who's never known me, and they're, being coerced or bribed to, be the first at the line for when the shit pops off to go at me, which is cool. I'm cool with it, but I think she's doing her thing. I think she carved out a space for herself, and she's reaching the demographic that she has. That's not my demo.
Rocky, was the Genius doc, was that like some, I guess that's recent? 'Cause I know that came out during what? Pandemic, right? Was that like something recently that you
Yes.
worked with?
No, that's 17
Mm.
years in the
Yeah, right,
making.
right, exactly. But like, as far as like the project just came out and stuff. So you were working with that with Cootie and Chike?
17
Yeah.
years.
So you say you about to start
So when Star jumped on the first podcast, well, he actually left a voice memo because he was actually going live at the same time Tax and I was, but he dropped a voice note that I played, and he was like, I'm on the line with my girl Raqi, the original writer of the Star and Buck Wild Show. People don't know
Hmm.
that. It's straight from the horse's mouth. Like, so everyone loves Star. I absolutely adore Star, but they don't know what my affiliation and my tie in and what my accolades to that whole thing is either.
Yeah, that's fine.
But all will be revealed. Now I've I scrubbed so much from the internet. I've kept so many of my accolades private as best as I could, because I do believe in the evil eye. I do believe people attack you in areas that they feel threatened or they feel you're in competition of. So it's like, I'm not out here like, hey, look at me, I'm part of the Kanye West doc. Hey, look at me. It's just like, you'll see my name in the credits if you're that type of person, and my checks are cleared and my life is lavish.
Well, girl, no,
But
at
now
this
I'm
point,
kind of
now
pushing
you
it
need
to the
to pop out and
forefront
show niggas,
because
because if that's, I would much rather support another woman,
I'm
another
trying to
Oh
woman.
my
tell you.
I'm,
goodness.
I would much rather.
I
No, I'm gonna be
appreciate
for
it.
We
real.
got them.
I would much rather support a woman of color that has something else to talk about rather than another man's business. Like, you have something going on. I would much rather support that, and I would support that. You
Yes.
get what I'm saying? I'm being 100%, especially like you expect you again to understand like a woman of color behind the scenes making some of the largest moments in hip hop, or some of the larger moments in hip hop happen. I want to hear about that. Fuck somebody and what they got going on, and like you said, whatever the karma is gonna be, it's gonna be. Like, you gotta let God handle certain situations and certain people, but you keeping it moving is what you got to do for you. Like, I think that's just, I'm very spiritual. Jameson
Right.
knows me in real life. He knows I'm very much like that. Like, God got it. Like, like the higher power is going to manage what needs to be managed that you can't manage, and you can't manage other people and their um accountability. You get what I'm saying? So it's like, I absolutely hope these
Absolutely.
conversations, things sometimes just need to be said. The air needs to be cleared. But moving forward, if Rocky pop out and start talking about some, these are the things that I do. I'm a producer. I know how to curate. I know how to do this. I know how to produce podcasts. Like, who wouldn't want to see a black woman doing that for herself? I would. You know what I mean? No matter what it was. And I think that to
Appreciation.
me is what the focus should be, and not these messy men. And they get messy, girl. I'm just telling you. Especially that one to the left of me.
I don't even
Yeah,
about.
I know. So this I knew this was going to be the uphill battle that I would have to face. So I was avoiding it for the longest time. But now that we're here, and again, that initial space that really popped off, it was like, okay, I
Right,
survived it.
right.
Because I really felt like, honestly, for me, emotionally as a woman, I thought that would be the death of me, because people do latch on to that type of shit when you enter certain rooms. It's like, oh well, you're this, you're that, because this person who has the power of the mic said it. So I was avoiding that uphill battle. But now that I faced it, I'm like, okay, we're here. Now let me pop out and show a few motherfuckers.
Period.
So this is beautiful. This has been a beautiful space.
Mm.
That's why we was over here, man. We knew
Hey,
you was speaking some good
This
Yeah,
stuff.
has,
shout out to the women that's spoken today, man.
and
Thank
I
you, Rocky.
yeah,
Thank
shout out
you,
to y'all.
Rocky.
I've
And
been
let us
I've been
know
wanting
when
to
your
tap
next
in with
space
the
is so
women.
we could come and support. Thank you.
Oh, thank
And
you.
they called the we work
Y'all are.
misogynist.
Listen,
Whoa,
man,
whoa.
Jonae,
Black
we
black
don't
No,
woman,
I
silence
black
really,
black
woman.
I
women
really
over
do
here. Don't do
appreciate the
that,
women
Jonae.
lending their
Oh, Nick,
voices
Nick,
to
We
the
Nick,
don't
space.
silence
Nick,
black
hold
women over
on.
here.
Nick, you only support me minimally. Don't even play. I didn't have a space. You did not show up. So what's up? You don't support black women.
I'm in the
Rocky,
anonymous.
go get you some cafecito, man.
I
Okay,
support you
some
from the anonymous.
pastelitos.
You know what's crazy? So a lot of guys from these spaces have followed me, and you know, a lot of the girls haven't really had conversation with me. So I
Well,
really
no, I mean,
appreciate.
Rocky,
I am a girl's girl, and I wanted to
no,
follow
you
so
can
many
follow me.
people,
It's
but
not
I'm
a big
like, oh
deal.
God,
Like,
do they?
my thing
Okay.
is, I'm gonna keep it a buck, girl. Like, you know, P, if you're familiar or if you're connected to PK, PK knows me for real. She can give you the tea on the
Hmm.
type of girl I am. Like, if you really want to know for real. But I'm telling you, like, I have no problem with supporting. I just can't support and not keep it a buck with how I feel like what I perceived how you were moving. Like, I can't do that. And so getting an
Right, right.
understanding, it's like, okay, shit, this is some personal shit. I'm moving out of the way and I'm going to at least just try to, for myself, see how Rocky moving. But then if you keep on with the Joe shit, girl, I ain't got no other choice but to say, okay, you just
I
messy, you in it for
appreciate
the
it. I love
bullshit.
it.
But if you
We
here,
got to
we
keep.
gotta support you. I don't see why not. Like, this life is too fucking short for the bull.
Hey, book coming out September
Listen,
11th.
man, go get you some PK bread, okay? All
And
right, let you
September
right
10th.
there.
that
10th.
But
PK loaf, and
that
it sounds
okay?
Oh,
It's
Period.
please.
it's
It is
available for pre-sale.
delicious.
Period.
Listen,
like,
man,
are you in the
her
car with
bread is packed.
shells?
Her bread is packaged better than most relationships. Okay, make sure you go get that.
That,
Talk
Mm,
about it.
it sounds like
okay.
Joe in a car with shells because her mic is like
My mic is
bad
bad.
too.
I'm sorry, hold on.
Hey,
I had to get that.
Rocky, is there a way we can bring back the Thunder though? Is there any way?
You know what? I've been considering it. Yeah, so I'll have to change all my handles, and I've had logos and so many things made already with Rocky for real, but I guess since no one wants to let it go,
I've tried to
The
change the
Thunder just
name,
hit, man.
Rocky. They'll
back to the
always know
thunder.
you how they met you.
Thunder hit better.
I know. I left
And the
Thunder
Thunder
behind
gives
because I was
some
like, you
good
know what?
merch too, girl, and we're ready for some merch. So
I'm
yeah.
telling you, you could be
Ooh,
dressed.
Thunder.
Ow. Yeah, I have to get Instagram to approve because once you're verified with a specific name, you got to get
You
approval to
could do Thunder
change.
thighs, Thunder
So,
cake,
Just change the bold print
Dub,
name.
Thunder all of
Now, Dub,
well,
you see
that's
where
the
you
joke.
went?
That's
This
the
black
joke.
woman is trying to get her
dub.
thunder
No, 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 no,
thighs.
no, 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 no.
I'm sick.
I'm a whole Dubs down on it because literally how the name came about. You guys, I don't know what. I'm much older than you
me
guys, but
too.
there was a cartoon called the
The
Thundercats,
fuck?
and
Wake it
it
up.
Oh,
was
the Thundercats.
Thundercats,
Oh,
Rocky,
Thundercats. So,
now
Thundercats is
Pseudo.
fire,
so
I
nigga.
know
What
what
I,
the
you're
fuck are
I,
you talking
I
about?
was
Give me
I
sight
was at a
beyond
beach,
sight.
right? So I was at a beach and I was walking past a guy and he was like, Thunder, Thunder, Thundercat, ho, and he was talking about my thighs,
Yes.
which I'm cool with. So I thought the shit was hilarious. So I was like, Rocky Thunder in the
Oh,
building.
that's
Come on,
funny.
man. And you know, Dub is a marketing.
That's a beautiful story.
All right, calm down,
Dumbo
And I
y'all.
do
Dubs.
got
Y'all
Thunder
is up.
styles and I love
Dumbo
them.
Dubs.
In
Remember
fact,
that.
Royce 5'9" just in one of his records recently was like, I got money on my mind like Rocky Thunder thighs. So it's there. It's
Yeah.
something.
Okay.
Good branding.
Big,
Well,
big thighs save
Rocky, you
lives.
turn it
Yeah.
up the horny for these niggas.
Listen,
That
man.
don't take much. They,
Yeah,
Whoa.
you
Ew.
could.
That's not how we
Ew.
give it
Oh,
up
man.
over here.
All right. Let's
Lavita,
Let's chill
Lavita.
out. Let's chill
We
out.
show
Let's
we
Nah,
chill
but
show
out.
I
respect.
just, I really, I thank you, Dub, for the space. Thank you to the guys who've been respectful. And I really appreciate the women who allowed me the space to just, tell my story and get an understanding. And I understand that you guys are still fans and will be fans of Joe, but just don't hate me.
Yes, we are lit, and we actually did really well today
I'm
over
in the
here.
next space with
I'm about
Tax.
to boom this space though. We did well. We held higher numbers than Flip Space. Uh,
Wake it up.
but
Wake
we
it up.
we do it. This is what we.
And by the way, follow me. I follow back. Peace,
And
y'all.
yes, and Rocky will be doing something for the ladies, a little more talk for the ladies, intimate talk, and we will be back with the files, and we out of here.
So, as you guys can see, we answered a lot of questions. We got to a lot of back and forth here. And one of the main points was that when Joe Budden did say Rocky's name in his podcast, and he said that she has dementia, I wanted to ask her so many times, which I didn't hear, did he do anything for you? Did he platform you? Did he give you some money? Did he is he holding back secrets that you don't want the world to know? So why is Joe Budden saying that you have dementia? And she answered all of those questions that I asked her, and the crowd asked her a lot of questions as well. And it seems like, she's standing on her square. And it seems like, Joe's just mad at her. for her not taking his side fully. And that could be I mean, I could understand that too when it comes to friendship. But however, there are certain things that people don't look over, and they will never look over. And who are you to tell a person how to feel? Who am I to tell a person how to feel? A lot of the girls that are a part of the Joe Budden community asked Raqi a lot of questions. They wanted to get to the bottom of it. Because recently Joe Budden said, here at the WeWorks, we don't get to the facts. We just want to know the mess and the tea. And that is not true. We want to know the facts. We want people to answer questions. We would like Joe to answer some of these claims so that we can get to the bottom of this. But, you know, as a community, who are we? As Joe Budden said, this is his personal business, and we do know, but it is now public and people are sharing. So we are here bringing you the files. And we'll be back with the files.
My guy Dub too. That's my man though.
Gang gang.
That's my man, Big Dub.